on this current bracket.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Laudandus has come out and showed that, you know what, he is quite in tune to just Smash Brothers in general. He's not just a one-trick pony, just being able to play melee or even just other iterations. And on the other side, you know, you have SaltySam that he's going to be going in. SaltySam has been making a name for himself here in NorCal with that nest. And as you go to the other side of the losers, we have Jumpz going against Cless, which are, you know, two big surprises here. Jumpz coming from Senko, rocking the Lucas, and you have Cless, you know, who has just kind of showed out with his cloud, showing, you know what, this character can still do some things. Don't forget about him.
Yeah, Cless actually coming from SoCal to do that work, but we'll get to those sets later on. It looks like both players are ready to go. Apologyman already plugged in with the full headset, and Luis just kind of with a smile on his face as he's messing around in training mode, or just watching rather, Apologyman mess around in training mode, getting his B reverses in check. Very important stuff to have down as a Lucario main.
I was going to say, see, this is how you know Vinith is going to be going Lucario as opposed to the Wolf this time around.
Oh, yeah.
Not only because I asked him and he's home, he's going to go Lucario, but, you know, everyone at home, you can see he's trying to get those B reverses down, make sure he can go ahead, make sure he gets those intricate movements to be able to go cleanly as the set progresses.
Right, as a Lucario, one of his main tools is going to be not just throwing out Aura Spheres, but charging it. Because while Lucario is charging up that sphere, it actually has an active hitbox that then Lucario can confirm off of and later find kills at higher percents. And what he needs the B reverse for is to mix up where exactly not only the ball is facing, but where he's going to be drifting at a moment's notice. And then to add even more layers on that, he can also jump out of charging and then start charging again and B reverse that charge. So he's just zigzagging in the air and you're not really sure where he's going to land. Except that he'll come down with a bunch of shield pressure and maybe even kill you for it.
Exactly, G-Pig. You know, a lot of times he can also go for the command grab afterwards, but as you have Luis coming in with the Roy, that's something he's going to have to look out for over and over, especially when he's at that 100 to 120 range. With Roy, what Luis is going to be looking for is a lot of these jabs and a lot of these down tilts. Just because jab being that combo starter and being a shield pressure tool, because once he's able to go ahead and get that, he can do a reverse aerial rush to hit him with that back air to get a very early stock. And with those down tilts in the neutral, when he's able to land one, it becomes a tech chase situation, because if he gets the correct read, he's taking that stock.
And that's the scary thing when you factor in Apologyman's perspective in this fight, right? Is Lucario normally relies on getting us to about 100% before being able to reliably kill. Against Roy, you're not going to be able to live that long very consistently, especially if he finds one of those tech chase situations you're talking about. And to start us off, I mean, Luis already opens up with a strong 79% on Apologyman, and he finds the jab, but just goes for the forward air as opposed to that.
Oh my goodness, but those reads I was talking about, G-Pick, the forward smash, coming online, catching that air dodge.
And just like that, this is so scary for Apologyman, because now he's back down to ground level, back to base aura. He needs to take another beating if he wants to take out Luis at an early percent, but then that means his next stock is about to be cooked as well.
Yeah, but you can already see Apologyman kind of changing up his play style, kind of doing a little more of the runaway, seeing the B reverses coming in, trying to toss out those Aura Spheres to keep the Roy off him, because one thing that Roy is lacking in this matchup is a projectile to deal in the long range.
And we're seeing, Apologyman trying to drift, especially in the skies just above of Luis's head, because Roy has such good run speed that as Lucario, you can't really keep up with that on a ground-to-ground movement basis, but if you can just cross him up, you can catch him off guard.
So in the last interaction, what Luis is really going for as Apologyman is recovering with that Lucario's head actually sticks up just a tiny bit as he's coming with his recovery. If Luis is able to time that neutral beat correctly, he will just erupt and take away stocks.
And speaking of erupting, that's exactly what Luis is doing right now. He finally gets hit by a forward smash by Apologyman, but it's still 2 stocks to 1. Apologyman really needs to dig deep, and I think a part of the thing that's helping Apologyman's comeback here is that Lucario does get an aura bonus by stock count as well. Every stock that you were down by back in Smash 4, that would equivalent to about 50% of an aura boost. So in Ultimate, I expect the number to be quite similar to that.
Yeah, Apologyman not doing too bad here on his last stock, and honestly, I think this is where Vinith himself really just thrives as a player. When his back is against the wall, he just understands, you know what, I gotta try to make this happen. I need to get myself back into this game, and you know what better character to do it with than Lucario.
Just taking this time, getting off the ledge. I love that Apologyman came down with that B-Reverse Aura Sphere. Again, a very large active hitbox to just call out whatever Luis was up to. And it wouldn't even be bodied that hard by the counter either.
Apologyman was expecting a roll in himself, but Luis staying strong, waiting for Apologyman to just come to him, and look at that. The cancels off of the Aura Sphere, leading into the back air to get that stock. And
I love that Apologyman also uses the extreme speed to just waste Luis's platform invincibility to just force now an even fight. He's up at 104%. He's got to make it back from this edge guard. Great use of Force Bomb. Again, getting Apologyman, Luis off the ledge, but then failing his recovery right afterwards. Both players laughing, though, at how close that game suddenly became, and it's just that X factor that you're talking about. Apologyman finding a character that really syncs with his tenacity as a competitor.
You know, the Apologyman knows exactly what's up with the X Factor. You already know this is why he plays this character.
Oh, absolutely. He's joked all the time that this is like playing with X Factor level 3 in a new game. just shades of home back of Marvel.
Yeah, but no, in that last situation that Apologyman was in underneath the stage, Pokemon Stadium 2 actually being one of the more difficult stages on to go ahead and recover just like that. Because when you do recover as Lucario, you go up immediately before you can even start to go ahead and get the different angles to try to get that recovery down. And unfortunately, he was too close to the stage to even try to get the curved angle to make the ledge.
Right, he just bonked immediately. That's the unfortunate thing, realizing, oh, I could have recovered if I just tried later and fell further down. It feels very counterintuitive. But we're going to get Kalos now as the counter pick. I feel like there's a great thing for Apologyman for a couple of reasons. This is a flat stage that can really control neutral with a lot of his Aura Sphere drifting. And of course, there's the wall sides of this level as well. So he can recover straight sideways, cling to the wall, and then take his time climbing it back up.
Now, additionally, it is a very, very tall ceiling at that. So really, it's going to make it a little more difficult for Luis to get those stocks. But on the part for Apologyman, it's going to be very easy for him just because he has so much power behind him to get the stocks away. And already, this counter pick and going in favor of Apologyman up big against Luis right now.
He's already backing off, just looking for his next opening to close it out, getting himself a little bit of Aura Sphere charge, going for a juggle as opposed to an edge guard in that situation. I guess hoping to catch the landing with the Aura Sphere he checked out, but Luis was able to drift onto that platform to safety.
Yeah, Luis catching the jump with that neutral alert, pressuring so much with those falling up airs, but the Dancing Blade almost getting it from mid-stage.
Yeah, Apologyman recognizing exactly what Luis was up to, tried drifting away for safety, but actually too far. He didn't have enough aura to reach the side of the stage with extreme speed.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Apologyman, Super Dash does not exist in this game. You cannot just automatically be guided to your opponent.
141% now on Roy. Even though Rage is a much less of a huge factor here in Smash Ultimate, it's still at the higher percents makes a huge difference. So he has to be really careful now at around 40-50%. If Apologyman gets hit by a down tilt, Luis can tech chase into a forward smash and end the stock right now.
Yeah, forward smash could definitely end this, as you said, with the amount of rage that Luis has. But Apologyman has him here at the ledge. He charges up the Aura Sphere one more time, trying to find his opening, finally able to catch that landing.
Otherwise, a pretty reasonable gap for Apologyman to get through. And once again, he does such a great job when Luis comes down from that platform of avoiding being hit. Ordinarily, an invincible Roy is an absolute terror when it comes to neutral.
I really like that attempt from Luis, just trying to call out Apologyman, trying to drop that shoulder, really just hitting a button. Because in any situation where Apologyman either hit something or dropped it, that forward smash was eating anything coming out.
Apologyman just leaping from the ledge with a forward air, and immediately being called out with an anti-air option from Luis. We normally see the up B coming out from Roy mainly to catch people right as they're about to make contact because that's the super armor startup, but it does work to snatch people out of the sky as well.
Oh my goodness, I just hear all that charge up, but it doesn't even matter. Getting the extended forward tilt to get that stock. Great stuff to Luis, and opening it up with that Dancing Blade, a quick 22 on him.
An Apologyman potentially on his last stock of the winner side of the bracket. Again, we run best of threes until the finals.
Oh my goodness, Luis exploding with that downer, getting the spike, and moving on to winners finals.
Just like that. Luis showing why he is ranked #1 right now in NorCal. Almost nobody can really stop this man except a couple people. Luckily, you know, a few of them are in this bracket. But it is going to be still a challenge to be able to stop him when he's on this much of a momentum throughout this entire weekend. Apologyman going to have to go down to losers. Still has himself a good fighting shot there. I've seen him make losers runs, not just in like NCR, 2017, but 2016 as well. So definitely not out for the count, but we do have our next set immediately starting up. We have SCARZ Xzax going up against Vaughn. Xzax ranked #4 in NorCal right now. Vaughn, meanwhile, sitting on the #10 spot. These two guys tend to run into each other every now and then, mostly at like the Wednesday Night Fights events in Oakland. And it does tend to be Xzax that has the upper hand with his Inkling, especially his fantastic movement with that character, doing a great job baiting out options a little bit sooner than anybody would like.
Yeah, definitely. And then you have Vaughn on the other hand, who has kind of, somewhat been soul-searching for a character. He's found a home in Lucina for now, but whenever things do get rough, he has the Pokemon trainer, he has the Wolf, he has the King K. Rool, as we saw a little bit earlier this tournament, or even the trusty Cloud, as we've seen as well. So you never know what Vaughn is going to be pulling out. He likes to be an entertainer, but he also likes to really just play out his opponent, seeing, what what defensive options or what offensive options they are choosing, and, you know, tries to pick a character to suit that.
And it does make sense to just go with Lucina then as the first step, right? Lucina is looked at right now as kind of the working man's character.
Miss fundamentals.
Yeah, if you have a strong sense of neutral, here's a sword that just works like a sword. You hit them with it and they go flying, right? That's how swords work. Already just starting off on Smashville, a very small stage in terms of overall space, and I feel like that can help Vaughn a lot more than it can help Xzax, especially if Vaughn can find himself a neutral win, because then he'll be able to juggle with that disjoint very effectively.
Yeah, but Xzax immediately just going for a lot of these whip punishes, just running around Vaughn, and wow, just interrupting the recovery, taking that jump, and gimping him very early. Fantastic stuff from Xzax.
Just amazing stuff. Just great composure from Xzax, because he's been spending all day just waiting for this one set against Vaughn, and it's showing how much has just been percolating in his head. Already just watching the ledge like a hawk, not going to be able to find a grab right afterwards, but Vaughn doesn't look very comfortable in terms of how he's going to win neutral. Just kind of throwing out aerials and hoping that something catches.
Yeah, but he's able to go ahead and get that grab, setting Xzax right back off stage, trying to get a ledge trap, and he does, with the assistance of that Smashville platform. I saw a forward smash starting to come out, but Inkling having such fantastic aerials, able to interrupt that.
Just barely, especially when it comes with that back air and forward air, both fantastic moves to joust with.
Okay, Xzax, I see you. He wanted to go ahead and hit that onto the stage to just get the recovery, because Dolphin Slash being one of the more difficult recoveries to try to interrupt.
Right, it has that invincibility on its way up, and it's in that danger zone where if you mess up down there, you can get stage spiked or just, you know, not be able to come back yourself. Oh, Vaughn making the hardest call out on a neutral getup. It's going to actually hurt him quite a bit. Shoved off stage by Xzax, and yet not even in a position to come back to the level. Xzax now sitting on 3 stocks to 1.
Yeah, Xzax looking so clean, just running back and forth, and just getting a lot of these whip punishes. And Vaughn, you know, said a little bit earlier, G-Big, he just looks lost in this matchup right now.
Finds himself a back air finally, though. Vaughn immediately just retreating to that platform. Now, it looks like he's just hoping that Xzax will come to him. Xzax, a player that is noted within our region, is even if he can time somebody out, he prefers not to whenever possible. And I think Vaughn's kind of banking on that, and that's why you're not seeing him come in very much.
All right, but Vaughn, you know, starting to mount this little comeback, trading back and forth, getting a lot of these neutral wins, has Xzax stuck in disadvantage right now, trying to just end it very early, not quite going to get it, but that gives Xzax the opening to just punish him hard.
Oh, Xzax showing absolute respect, keeping his shield up for a solid 3 seconds, and Vaughn finally just scoops him up for it. Oh, catching the
roll in, still not enough.
This is still a very good position for Vaughn. He's almost evened up the stock count if he can just close out this edge guard. Not able to punish that forward air. Xzax managing to get the cross up just as he needed it. And meanwhile, doing a great job punishing all of these DI in after the hits.
DI in, air dodge in. That was 3 interactions in a row. Xzax on a roll, trying to go ahead and get this stock, making sure Vaughn doesn't carry any momentum to the next game.
This is looking very tough, and what a way to snuff out any momentum. Just going to get that spike for good measure. Xzax looking so strong going into game 2.
Yeah, Vaughn tried his hardest to just delay his recovery, to mess with that timing, because he expected Xzax to either come down with that splat bomb again, or even come with that forwarder as he interrupted him in that first stock. But no, Xzax understood where he was going exactly, got that down there. So fantastic stuff to him. Let's see what the counter pick is going to be for Vaughn now.
And I think the great thing about Xzax's timing too, right, is because he waited, he then saw Vaughn drift to that point of no return, right, where he has to up B at this moment, otherwise he's just not recovering, and that then just assisted him throwing out that down air to make sure that it's going to connect for sure.
All right, so Vaughn sticking with the Lucina, of course, Xzax staying with that Inkling, and Xzax just committing to the Inkling nowadays. You know, before he was looking at the Wolf, to looking at the Fox just a tiny bit, but he's like, you know what, I got to stop, you know, messing around a little bit. I really want to figure out how far I can take this character.
I do like this Town and City pick for Vaughn. I think what his intention here is that he just wants to try to play to the opposite pacing that the Smashville game was. He tried to just slow down the tempo, wait on the other side of the stage, and the problem was that he couldn't really put enough space between him and Xzax. But here, he can just constantly be drifting back, throwing out forward airs for a lot longer time, and try to edge out the neutral that way.
I think the most interesting thing about this stage is how both these players are going to interact when it turns into this, the FD mode. There's no platforms, there's no anything. Both of you can put each other heavily into the disadvantage state.
The juggles are so vicious, especially because when you're on your way down, very few characters have an answer to shield. So they just come down, throw out an aerial, and then you just block it and punish over and over again.
Oh, there was a couple aerials that Vaughn just missed. Xzax drifting right into him. Didn't have the air dodge available, but Vaughn just not pulling that trigger. I'd like to see a little more confidence from him moving forward.
Very necessary stuff, especially when you're at this deficit, and Xzax has all of that momentum after the way the previous game ended.
Very good Denzel sending him off stage, but Xzax so aggressive coming up onto the stage with a back air of his own.
Vaughn just jumping backwards with the forward air, I think trying to catch the roll, and Xzax once again just managing to escape the corner relatively unscathed. He's doing such a good job mixing up what he's doing, and especially he has a good sense of when he just needs to wait at the ledge and let Vaughn just give it to him for free.
Yep, just teching away, does not want to deal with that town smash option select, but really the slow, patient style from Vaughn paying off so much as opposed to it was going in game one. Xzax having a tough time getting in and getting a lot of these explosive hits now.
I mean, it makes so much sense. As an Inkling, it's terrifying to have to approach a sword character when the sword is basically the size of Inkling's whole body. You have to constantly make that call out just to get in face range, and then you need to make another call out to win neutral from there.
But Chief, you don't bring a sword to a gunfight. Inkling has the ink to go ahead and make it happen.
I mean, it's like a water gun, man. Come on. I'm pretty sure they banned swords at the paint gun part.
No, you're right. Inkling definitely has that Nerf gun. All right, quick jabs coming through, sending Vaughn right back off stage, setting up with that splat bomb. Not going to get anything, but Xzax able to just run up there, get the grab, and a back throw to send Vaughn right back off stage.
Oh, wow, perfect timing on the get-up attack, getting the invincibility to last through the splat bomb, and then still knocking Xzax away from the ledge. Good call by Vaughn.
Yep, another back throw, not quite going to do it. Town and City having some very big blast zones this time around in this iteration of Smash Brothers.
And once again, I don't think that move's going to kill until more like 180, 200%. Especially, now it's not going to do the trick. Down throw almost getting off the top.
It was a down air. That was a dangerous position for Xzax. Thought we were going to see an up smash or some type of smash attack option select. All right, good forward air, sending him, hoping he can go to that platform, but fortunately for Xzax, DIing correctly, does not want to be put in the tech situation, but the backer finally able to find the mark and take that stock, but Xzax is bleeding at 91% now.
This is one aspect about Vaughn's neutral that's helping him a lot, is he's getting a better sense of when Xzax wants to jump. We talked about how good Inkling's aerials are, but the thing is, once again, you can't really deal with Lucina's sword as well, so we're seeing Vaughn getting a bead on Xzax's movement, taking to the air at about the same time and looking for these forward airs and back airs. And now that's kind of forcing Xzax to mix in shield a lot more often as well. Maybe scouting out Vaughn eventually going for a shield breaker, which is a little bit more risky and something that he can contest with.
No, honestly, G-Pick, we just saw that. Xzax showing so much respect to Vaughn. Kept his shield up for a solid 2.5 seconds.
Absolutely necessary in this matchup. You can only move so well, especially against somebody who's just forcing you slowly into the corner more and more.
Oh, what a confident grab coming out from Vaughn. Looked like Xzax was trying to go for a dash grab, but Vaughn just ready to go ahead and scope it out.
Xzax, though, almost evening it up. Oh, a misplaced forward air puts him now in jeopardy. Going to be able to make it back on stage with a good use of the roller, too. An unexpected option and the up smash, a beautiful anti-air. That's one way you can challenge Lucina in the skies.
Now, Xzax now sitting at 162. Forward air not quite going to do it. And Vaughn, struggling to really find this stock now. I think up throw might possibly be able to do it. No.
Town and City
still not enough.
Is just that tall, man. This next one might be able to do it, though. Yeah, just barely as well, at 202%.
She needs it. She needs it.
Kind of.
How else would Lucina kill?
Yeah, it's not like she has like a move called Shield Breaker or anything. We'll be able to catch that jump and immediately leading into the Dancing Blade. No early get attempts from Vaughn. He tries to play just the solid, straightforward ledge trapping game, just like he did back when he main Cloud. And I love this. Vaughn now adjusting to a much more grab-heavy neutral, recognizing how Xzax was able to escape by in the previous stock.
Yeah, Vaughn right now is just riding all this momentum. Xzax sitting at 86% now. Really the biggest change that Vaughn is doing, he's going for a lot more of these whip punishes and, the forwarders and all of these arrows just making it so difficult for Xzax to go ahead and land.
And just like that, catching the air and catching the back air right afterwards. Vaughn tying it up at 1-1. That looked very controlling from him. Now, Xzax, of course, still a ink specialist at this point. I don't think he's going to turn to the Wolf in this situation, as Wolf tends to not quite clutch it out in a lot of these cases, especially considering how well Game 1 went for his Inkling. I think this is still possible. I think a big part of it is just that stage pick. It let Vaughn live for extremely large percents. I mean, we saw that throw finally kill at like 200% on Xzax's end. And of course, all of that space and all of those forced landings he could do on the FD mode helped Vaughn quite a bit.
Not even Xzax's on Xzax's side. We saw the same thing from Vaughn having to get to 200% to get that up throw to go ahead and kill.
Yeah, but
here we're going to go to Pokemon Stadium 2 for Xzax's counter pick. Looks like he wants, a little smaller stage, but more importantly, make it a little difficult for Vaughn to recover just because Pokemon Stadium 2 having the lower blast zone at the bottom.
Vaughn already looking to shark Xzax from below these platforms and still finding himself an immediate grab. And these up airs are so difficult for Xzax to find his way around. He finally does get himself a reversal back here, but he doesn't get nearly as much value off of it as Vaughn has been so far.
Yeah, you see Vaughn showing no fear whenever Xzax is landing these back airs or some type of hit. Vaughn just understanding, you know what, if you try to extend your combos when they are not true, I'm swatting you out of my face.
Vaughn's also doing a really good job when he finds himself a hit now of scouting out what Xzax's escape was. Just previously, he stole that double jump with that back air and nearly costed Xzax in the recovery. And if that happens one more time, like, Xzax might just be toast entirely.
Oh, there goes one more down tilt, but Vaughn scoping out the tech away. Down smash catching Xzax.
It's looking very good right now for Vaughn. It's just an amazing tempo change from him, considering how he looked at the beginning of Game 1 and now where it looks like he's the one in the driver's seat of the neutral.
Oh, it's unfortunate for Xzax not getting, the full power from that down smash. Well, getting a little bit of percent, but, he's still going to have to go work for this kill. Back throw flip the ledge, might go ahead and do it, and it does, evening it up 0% apiece now, 2 stocks.
Now, Xzax being the one to want to take the aggressor now. Looking to keep Vaughn in the corner. He recognizes how much harder it is to deal with Lucina when he's the one with no space to juke with. Tries to just jump over. Vaughn sniffs it out, gets to that up tilt on the platform. Nothing further, though.
And the spot dodge actually getting in there for Xzax, able to get himself a grab. But wow, that forward tilt going cleanly through the roller. And that's something that a lot of people don't really understand about the roller. If you just put out a hitbox as the Inkling is coming at you, you can actually go past it.
Yeah, the hitboxes don't even refresh like only once a second about, which means they can lose to a lot of stuff.
2 dangerous situations there for Xzax. One coming up onto the stage instead of grabbing the ledge, and Vaughn is missing the opportunity to go ahead and punish him.
Wow, Xzax with the call out on the jump, immediately catching that up smash right afterwards. And Xzax has been doing a really good job now just sniffing out where Vaughn's fear is. He's been calling out a lot of rolls from the edges and also some of these jumps as well.
All right, Xzax, this is very reminiscent of the set with Luis and Apologyman. You just see one of the players just get all this momentum just starting to explode.
Oh, catching the spot dodge with the roller. Just going to find a back air. Nothing further on that low of a percent, especially with how good of a masher Vaughn is.
Xzax still playing around the shield, trying to get any type of pokes that he can. Any percent is good percent at the moment since he's still a stock up.
Yeah, and the back air being the best tool he's got, the only bit of disjoint in the air kit for Inkling. Oh, trying to call out a jump get up in that case. Vaughn going for the roll, but still kept in the corner right afterwards. Xzax very good with his option coverage.
Yeah, and a waveland down in front of Vaughn, straight into the face, and just spot dodging the attempt of the jab. But here we have Xzax right back off the stage. Vaughn trying to threaten, but Inkling, is having such a great recovery. So hard to try to scope out when they're going to hit that up B.
Oh, but there we go. Vaughn getting the trade that he needed, a back air into Xzax, but at 146%. First of all, being at the ledge is really scary stuff against this character. Back throw won't quite do it from there, but from the ledge it will.
Splat bomb just threatening as well. Vaughn, luckily enough, making sure he didn't get hit by it. Here comes the roller, but Xzax gonna eat a punish for it.
Yeah, gonna eat 54%, and then a juggle right afterwards. Double jump used, but no forward smash connection right afterwards. Xzax sticking to the center of the stage for dear life.
Yeah, Vaughn just really going for it all now, sitting at 175, has to get off of this ledge, and he does just to get scooped right back up. A down throw coming out from Xzax, but, just trying to get that stage control one more time.
Vaughn finding his way back to the center stage. Throwing careful use of these aerials, but being caught at the last moment by Xzax back here, but it's not enough. Vaughn has a chance to make it back onto stage.
Yeah, Xzax not going for the edge guard at all, just waiting it out, getting that back air and getting the set, moving on to winners finals.
That was such a scary situation at the end. We saw Xzax earlier kind of flirt with the idea of like ledge trapping, but then when he saw how high his percent was and how risky it was, like, you know what? I've been doing a really solid job of calling him out in neutral with these back airs. I've been catching him dropping his shield a whole lot. Let me just stick to this game plan because my back air almost killed last time. And that's all I need is just don't question what's working, don't reinvent, don't make up new moves at the big dance, just use what you know knows working.
No, definitely. Just hit that two-step. You don't need nothing else. You'll find a prom date eventually. But nonetheless, really the biggest change that I saw from Vaughn is that he kind of went away from his strategy. It's because a lot of times he waited for Xzax to go ahead and be that aggressor and try to go ahead and space him out with that sword. Vaughn started to get a little scared at the end because he was like, okay, I don't know if I want to hit this button because Xzax continuously hitting me with that whiff punish after I toss out my fair or after I toss out this up air.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that was kind of the big difference is that we had Vaughn start churning up his punish game. He got better and better at sniffing out how Xzax wants to avoid those uncomfortable situations. But then from there, like the neutral started falling apart because Xzax got more and more comfortable with just like baiting out just that last minute whiff and then finding himself a good punish for it.
Definitely. So great stuff to Xzax. Moving on to winners finals. As I said, Vaughn going down to the losers side. But up next, we actually have some losers matches coming up. And on the stage, we have SaltySam going against Laudandus. SaltySam, the Nest main out here in Northern California, making a name for himself. Very strong player indeed. That's why he's here in top 8. And on the opposite side, you have Laudandus, has a name for himself already throughout Melee and other Smash games alike. And he's coming in with the Palutena. A real surprise because, Laudandus has just been leveling up week by week as he's been playing this game. I see him on a weekly basis going over to the glitched events in San Francisco. And, he's just been turning up. And I love watching it.
It's so fun watching him play, too, because as a seasoned competitor, you can see those like adaptation gears are just as effective in any game you transition to, right? Like you can see him inventing solutions for how his opponent's character works mid-game. Just like from stock to stock, you'll just start getting new ideas of how to deal with something, and you'll have complete turnarounds over the course of a set.
Honestly, what impresses me the most is when I do have when I have conversations with him is like he doesn't know what like 40 not even 40 like 50 characters do in this game, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna nair, I'm gonna back air, and I'm just gonna hope it works, and eventually I'll find my way.
I mean, that's the nice thing about Palutena. She does have a lot of good multi-purpose solutions, right? Her down special being both a counter and a reflect, all of her shield attacks being able to beat out literally any hitbox, and you also have just the scooping properties of nair and just like the straightforward bread and butter combos that work on the whole cast. If you're gonna improvise, this is a great character to do it as.
Oh my goodness, Laudandus coming in with the double upper to go ahead and get that stock. Also going for that cancel, and SaltySam just not ready for this.
Yeah, this is already turning it up quite a bit for SaltySam. Sticking to the ledge, this is something that we see from SaltySam quite a bit, is he tries to get his opponent off stage and set up something real nasty with his yo-yo, where he down smashes and the yo-yo catches any recovery on their way back to the ledge, and then he just keeps punishing them over and over.
Yeah, and honestly, that's going to be especially good against Palutena, because when Palutena teleports, she just has to go ahead and grab that ledge. If there is a constant hitbox, you're going to catch her.
Now, all that being said, though, I mean, right now, SaltySam's having a bit of a hard time getting to say anything. Laudandus already getting the second stock back up to 109%. This is when the first stock was lost for SaltySam.
Are we going to get it recovered? No. PK Thunder. Yes, G-Pick. She can do that. Yeah. Ness's recovery isn't the greatest anymore. He doesn't just automatically go ahead and grab that ledge. There's plenty of characters that they have a disjoint there at the ledge. They can immediately just toss it out to go ahead and scoop up Ness.
And we see SaltySam now just trying to at least put an end to Laudandus' control of the mid-range, putting up that side magnet, getting a little bit of healing, and telling Laudandus that he has to keep approaching him if he wants the neutral to churn forward. Laudandus doesn't really seem to mind, though. He's still bringing out the auto reticle in any case. Just going for a high recovery. Immediately, Laudandus recognizes that situation, goes for the platform instead, where it's a lot easier for him to put up his shield.
Yep, but he still gets talking about earlier, the down smash finally able to find its mark. Laudandus, she can't avoid it forever.
Laudandus taking his time, especially with all these short hops. Something that's very critical for Palutena to function in the neutral.
We're getting air dodge. No, just a forward air to send him right back off. Using the side magic to absorb the explosive flame. Great recognition from SaltySam there, making sure he can get back to this stage.
Yeah, not only that, it just gives him some precious more life percent. When you're at this big of a deficit, every single one of those numbers count.
Oh, there goes the fire. Here comes the neutral air as well. I actually couldn't tell if that was a teleport or a counter, but regardless, that's still going to be a punish for SaltySam.
Yeah, that was the teleport first starting up, and then afterwards it was just an air dodge.
Oh, he has to recover. Oh, he went down with the neutral air, and barely enough is going to take that stock.
That's so the thing that's amazing about that decision by Laudandus, right, is that, like, yeah, the Nair, in that situation, the Nair lands and it kills, right? But there is also a situation where maybe he doesn't get there fast enough, and he gets hit by the PK Thunder too, but that's still in his favor, because when Ness hits anything during the PK Rocket, he goes half as far as he normally would, and then he wouldn't be able to reach the ledge. So in every situation, that was a great decision.
Yeah, no, and regardless, even the fact that he was at a high percent, and he most likely was getting untechable, like you said, SaltySam isn't going to go that far, most likely isn't going to grab that ledge, but, you know, I'm going to expand on that a little bit more. Dropping down with the Neutral, a fantastic move just because Neutral is disjointed, and when you get down there, you can actually just eat the PK Thunder itself before it even goes into Ness.
Yes, there's just so many different ways that could have played out, and they all end in his favor.
All with one move. Palutena is a good character.
Palutena is pretty solid, I think. Yeah.
I mean, that's just the name of the game with Ultimate. If you got a good Nair, you got a decent recovery, you're most likely high tier.
You're looking pretty nice out here. Laudandus already starting out with your favorite move, Miho, just jumping right into SaltySam with the Nair.
No, he's not going to stop.
No, he's looking for forward airs and nairs. This is, again, the bread and butter of Palutena's neutral game. Her tilts are so slow to come out, means that she has a little bit of a hard time juking on the ground. She's kind of forced to look for a lot of short hop openings instead.
The SaltySam trying to make some things happen, but unfortunately he gets caught by the teleport canceled by Laudandus, and the back air ends up coming out. Another back air online, but the side mag, actually a fantastic tool to really just stall his momentum and get away from a lot of these mid-range projectile shenanigans that Laudandus is tossing out.
And I totally understand why SaltySam chose this stage as his counter pick, because we remembered how consistently of a danger Laudandus' up air was, right? And here we have that tall ceiling of Town and City that's going to actually see SaltySam through a lot of those juggle situations. But when it comes to the edge guard, these are going to still be just as vicious. He does get himself a little bit of healing once again off the explosive flame. But when it comes to snapping, that's the down tilt that's causing him so much trouble.
Yeah, neutral air, not quite going to do it. Town and City having a big blast zone, but SaltySam trying to find his way. One more down tilt. Mistimed it. It's unfortunate, but the F tilt at the ledge just going to catch him.
That is such a hard move for Ness to deal with. Again, that's a huge disjoint that when you're in the corner, you can't even make it whiff. So just going to cover your entire body.
Yeah, not even the fact that it's huge. It's the fact that it just stays there for so long.
Yeah, can't even spot dodge it. That's just what happens to SaltySam. But now it's SaltySam's turn to try to cover this ledge. He doesn't find anything off the back air, unfortunately. Laudandus finds himself back on center stage, but a nice little mix-up with the side magnet gets the up air drag down, but the back throw doesn't kill. Once again, Town and City, these large blast zones working against them, but the down smash still does it.
Oh, we got a taunt too. Okay.
Okay. I mean, at this point, when you have the previous game go that awry, and now you're starting off at a dead even footing with your opponent, you can feel yourself a little bit.
You gotta find some type of momentum.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta feel myself a little bit. I need to remember that I'm playing this game. I am in loser side top 8. I am playing for my tournament life right now.
Oh yeah. That's the scary thing out here. So many killers, and you just had to. Everyone is just gonna get harder and harder from here on out too.
Yeah, fantastic pressure coming off from SaltySam, really just trying to shark out with all these aerials. The multi-hits that Ness has on all of his aerials are fantastic because he has the option to go ahead and drag you down to the ground, leading into any type of follow, whether it be a grab or even his tilts.
Oh,
he went too deep and sniped the jump.
Yeah, so Laudandus remembered what happened last time where he got picked out in the opening of his teleport, right? So he tried to dodge the PK Thunder first before attempting it, but in that case, just being slightly nicked by the tail cost him his whole stock in the process.
I mean, to be honest, I think just taking the PK Thunder would have been better. Because when you get hit by the PK Thunder, you go up.
Yeah, I think in that case, I absolutely agree with you, Miho. I think Laudandus was playing it a little bit too safe. But in any case, SaltySam now having a lead and looking to keep it up, once again forcing Laudandus back to this edge, back to the corner where he's been abusing him harder and harder as the set's gone on.
Oh my goodness, the get-up attack is exactly what Laudandus needed. He needed that up air as well. Able to get that stock, only sitting at 45%.
SaltySam taking a moment to think to himself on that platform. That's something we saw a lot from him all day yesterday. And it usually ended with him being composed and taking the set.
Yeah, get-up attack not going to get punished, but here we have SaltySam really just spacing out that back air, trying to find any type of opening from Laudandus, but he has been in the driver's seat this whole game.
Gonna go ahead and get himself some nice healing. Great call out by SaltySam. And this kind of is leaving Laudandus at a bit of odds. It doesn't look like Laudandus wants to force anything by jumping at SaltySam, but his mid-range game is getting snuffed out as well.
Now, but these neutral airs still going to be online, able to get that grab and the forward air to send him right back off stage, and SaltySam just stuck on this platform.
A lot of careful pokes. One thing I've noticed from Laudandus as well is he's not really looking for as many grabs, and I think a big cause of that is he's afraid of what might happen if one of his grabs whiffs right in front of SaltySam's face. This is Ness we're talking about. A lot of power in this little boy.
Oh my goodness, what a challenge there from SaltySam. That forward air possibly saved his life.
And Nair catching the spot dodge, and yeah, just sharking so hard for that up air, that air dodge saving SaltySam's life.
No, but it's gonna face the neutral air, going so deep, not quite going to do it. Here comes the back air. Oh no, he missed it!
Does he get the tech? He does not! And just like that, SaltySam manages to barely clutch it out. The red sparks signaling that tech looked to be untechable. So close by Laudandus. You cannot fault him for how hard he went in on that edge guard. The way that the neutral was unraveling, SaltySam coming out on top time and time again. Laudandus recognized, I need to go in at this moment. I need to make this set mine. Otherwise, the next game might end up going even harder in SaltySam's favor.
He just misjudged where SaltySam was going to be on that drift with the double jump. Unfortunate stuff there, but you know what? That is momentum for both players, because Laudandus found himself down big on that last stop, but was able to bring it back all the way. Unfortunately, you know, he ended up getting untechable, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's the scary thing about intercepting the PK Thunder 2 in this game as opposed to previous titles. The untechable situations off the side of the stage can be very dangerous.
All right, here we have Smashville, a fantastic stage for Palutena, having access to those teleport cancels in the middle. Additionally, you know, just having that platform assist to go off of those uppers, as we've seen time and time again throughout this set.
Also, the other great benefit of this stage is the very small side blast zones. While that could mean an early death to SaltySam's back throw, I think what Laudandus is hoping for is that next time he leaps off stage to catch the PK Thunder with his Nair, it's gonna kill. And that's the case right now, though. He's not going to leap off quite so early. Doesn't have the confidence to try to punish SaltySam. Laudandus keeping on stage. He's not going to be able to find anything. Instead, it's SaltySam that takes control.
Oh, barely missing the platform, but it's okay. SaltySam able to recover, get that punish, but, you know, here comes the back throw, possibly. No, Laudandus able to mash out one too many pummels.
Yeah, for dear life, I can't fault SaltySam. He doesn't want to make sure that his back throw kills.
Not quite gonna get,
not going to catch the air down, and that's going to kill. That is so, and that is the reason we don't see Palutena tilt very often unless they're in a very strong, advantageous position, right? Because otherwise, if it whiffs, look how much in lag you're in.
Well, I think even then, he could have just went for a forward tilt the opposite way, and it would have been fine.
Oh yeah, the forward tilt.
But I'm assuming that is an unfortunate misinput.
It was either that or he was trying to catch as many angles of air drift as possible from SaltySam. But in any case, that down tilt to forward air will get Laudandus back even scores on the board.
Palutena giving him the stiletto real quick, but let's see if he can make some things happen. Yes, there we go. Fantastic conversion out from Laudandus. A quick 22 onto SaltySam.
The dash attack's not coming through for Laudandus. SaltySam otherwise just staying calm in the center stage, throwing out a few forward airs and otherwise just mixing in that shield, which so far has been serving him well. Whenever he goes for the spot dodges, that's when these neutral airs have been picking him apart.
Oh, Laudandus just overextending just a tiny bit, able finally to get that explosive flame. But SaltySam kind of just stuck here at the ledge, but healing just enough. Oh my goodness, I think he only got 2 of them, but he got like 20%.
Oh yeah, that was a substantial amount. Already putting him back in those mid-range percents to keep things, again, even with Laudandus. SaltySam now poking away with his aerials, and otherwise finding a lot of success now with his patient play in the center. Especially when you can force your opponent to just either run at you with grounded options that aren't very suffocating or risk healing you with your side magnet. It's been helping SaltySam so much.
Yeah, SaltySam is scoping out the high recovery from Laudandus. That is, you know, I think the 4th time that he's got it basically in this game when he's seen Laudandus just go straight to the stage instead of going to the ledge. And while, like I talked about earlier, G-Pick, the aerials that Ness have, the drag down on them leading into death.
Yes, that is a fantastic aspect. If you can set up for that one, I think the strongest kill throw in the game, you know, get yourself a fantastic amount of punish game from any drag down.
Down tilt off the mark. We're not seeing any of these neutralers. I mean, I think that's in the back of Laudandus' mind. If I mistime this, I'm losing my stop.
Already getting himself another edge guard. Oh, being intercepted by the up air. Great adjustment by SaltySam, recognizing exactly what Laudandus' plan was there. And otherwise disengaging once again, but not for long. I think SaltySam, feeling the wind in his sails, wants to end Laudandus' life fast.
Oh my goodness, that neutral, the very last hit, able to connect. And now we're at last stop. The winner is going to be moving on through this loser's bracket, G-Pick.
This is some scary stuff. Yeah, this is for 7th place. You want to make yourself known into that top 4 or top 3. That's where the real glory is. SaltySam doing a very good job getting himself a few straight hits into some nice, you know, 2-3-piece juggles.
Oh my goodness, trying to go for the swing, but unfortunately the auto reticle straight into his face. That's a lot of percent for Laudandus. Oh, there we go, one more time. Ends up getting the trip, excuse me.
Laudandus just backing off into the corner, Otherwise, just kiting SaltySam across. I think he's looking more to cause trades with his back air. The one trump tool that he knows will be whatever Ness has cooking in the air. That's also the reason we're seeing a lot of these dash attacks as well. He recognizes that SaltySam is swinging a lot right now.
Yeah, so aggressive there at the ledge as well, but that explosive flame gonna get punished immediately. Has to recover high.
Oh, the jab facing the wrong way. Laudandus kind of forced to back off after that whiff.
Over there we have a dash attack going. Oh, explosive flame gonna catch him. No, still not enough.
Laudandus now hunting for the PK fire.
Here goes a down tilt. He is gonna get it, but not a good angle to combo off of it.
And Laudandus not even risking it, not how the previous game ended. He doesn't want to die to it twice.
No, he's trying to look for this backer, not quite going to get it. But SaltySam trying to mount this comeback, but he finds himself right back off stage. Great use of the side manic to absorb it. He does it in the wrong direction.
That's a huge error.
But the F-tilt lasting so long, getting that stock. Laudandus, fantastic stuff to move on.
What a readjustment, especially at the very end when he recognized all the flubs that he was making in terms of keeping that ledge pressure going, but still adjusting. Gonna throw out this F-tilt. Hopefully I'll catch something, and he catches the neutral get up for it as well.
Oh my goodness. What a set, G-Pick.
What composure.
Down to the wire.
Yeah. I have to respect how much like these two guys were really starting to appreciate the importance of the edge guarding, especially in the last stock situations. We had SaltySam make so many great adjustments in that last game to just scare Laudandus off the idea entirely. But still, Laudandus, we said he was the inventor. He's going to find a new solution to a problem in the heat of the moment, and he did.
Yeah, but Laudandus is going to be moving on to face Vaughn in his next match. But, you know, before that, up next, we're going to be having Terra Shock Gaming's Jumpz going against Fort Cless.
Yes, so Jumpz has been a fantastic Lucas to watch here all weekend. I was actually considering this PK kid a little bit, you know, a little bit dead under the water, right? I've been hearing little talks of, oh, potential Zaire conversions and stuff, but it all seemed wildly impractical. And then I saw Jumpz here. I'm like, oh, this stuff is true.
Not even that.
This is real.
G-Pick. It was a meme in MDVA, but, you know, I think they were onto something. They banned Lucas for a reason. This character got some things going.
I think that was in Smash 4 they banned Lucas.
I think it extended into Ultimate for a little bit.
Really?
Nonetheless, it came back for a hot minute.
Always a controversy. Meanwhile, though, Cless coming up from SoCal again with the Cloud, doing some fantastic work, especially when it comes to the edge guarding department. The amount of times he was sniping people out the moment before they grabbed the ledge with the spike of the forward air or the down air. It was tremendous. He was getting so many stocks for it. He just tore apart Miracles in their set to get outside of pools. That was on stream that I saw.
Yeah, I mean, Cless really just trying to remind people, you know, Cloud's character. Yeah. You have to recognize that he still has this huge disjoint to work with. And honestly, to me, I still feel he's high tier. And with the change to his limit, now that you do not hold it perpetually forever, and that you only have that 15-second timer, I think it puts more pressure onto your opponent because now, within those 15 seconds, he's going to hit it at any time.
Yeah, and now you're more and more convinced of it, so you get your opponent playing as defensively as possible during that time period, and that actually makes them a little bit more predictable because they're so scared.
No, and it definitely opens up a lot more grabs because people are going to put up that shield. They do not want to get hit by any type of limit anything.
Yeah. And of course, in addition to that, in case anything goes wrong in those 15 seconds, you have Limit Climb Hazard, basically one free recovery unless the opponent is really on point with their edge guarding. Just overall, still a fantastic tool and a way to force approaches, even if it is more limited than it used to be.
Yeah, but, you know, G-Pick, you just said the key point for this matchup, edge guarding.
Yeah.
And I feel that is where Cloud is going to be really struggling against Lucas, because Lucas can go with the PK Freeze or with the PK Thunder, because unlike Ness, his PK Thunder has multi-hits and it keeps going forever. If he's able to make contact with Cloud, he can just push him cleanly off the stage.
Yeah, not to mention PK Freeze in this game does actually just send straight to the side blast zone. So we can actually see some stocks explode in that situation. But in any case, we're already starting here on Smashville. And this is another thing that I saw a lot of Cless, which I kind of approved of, is he is very liberal with these climb hazards on stage. He uses it as a call out for any aerial option he's just not quite sure about.
You're minus on block? You're not safe? Oh, climb hazard. Easy.
Just jump at me, climb hazard. Shooting a projectile at me, let me climb hazard and jump over it. Just climb hazard's my answer.
Oh, but he's answering with that forward air right now. Ooh, overextends just a tiny bit. There comes the climb hazard. Still unable to be punished. Very deceptive lag on that.
I do appreciate how much, how reserved Cless is whenever he lands a hit in neutral. Wow, timing the get-up attack perfectly to get past that PK Freeze. What a great call-out.
Yeah, but fantastic up air to force that air dodge. He still has limit on deck. Are we going to see it used? Yes, we do. The cross slash coming in, still not enough.
Yeah, just barely not enough. But one thing I want to point out is when Cless is landing hits in this first stock, he's actually not going very deep, right? He gets a hit, and he runs back just wanting to see what Jumpz does in disadvantage. And that's going to be data that he's going to get to feed into through the rest of this game. Can already find himself a back air, but Right now, Jumpz is still doing okay if he can just avoid getting hit by one of those strong moves near the edge of the stage. The forward air, though, is definitely one of those moves he needs to avoid.
Yeah, just ran all the way expecting a rollback or something, but he's going to lose that stock. Cless, you know, in the driver's seat, out to a very early lead, and there we have the climb hazards yet again, racking up some good percent, trying to lead in with that dash attack to see if Jumpz was going to go into the stage a little early.
And otherwise, absolute confidence. Cless is not feeling pressured at all to close the gap too soon. The fact that he has the lead, you know, these PK fires are just whatever. I have the stock lead. You still have to make something happen, and these won't kill me very early.
Oh, he landed on stage, but again, that lag, it is not a lot. You have a very tight window to get a punish on that move.
Oh, calling out the jump. And just snuffing out the Zair, and that's going to just force...
down air. Oh my goodness, the fear from Jumpz, understanding Cloud was just occupying that space, did not want to go next to him to possibly get dunked.
But what a great edge guard by Cless, right? He stole out the double jump, then used the blade beam to beat out the grapple with the rope snake, and from there forced Cless into Jumpz in a terrible situation, but Jumpz right afterwards, returning the favor.
Look, I respect what Cless was going for. He was just trying to get the full extension off of that up air. He's been watching a lot of Mr. Art, what he's seen with the Cloud. That up air into the up B combo, it looks nice.
It's Jumpz' turn to find himself a little bit of something, but actually not that much. Usually Nair is the big party starter for Lucas. Oh, this could be big punish, or at the very least a climb hazard. If you're not sure, that's a nice thing. You just know climb hazard's gonna work.
Yeah, Jumpz telling Cless to check his shoes, but it just wasn't enough, and this could possibly be a gift. No, just spending the limit to make it back onto the stage.
I think Cless was trying to body block the PK Thunder, but it ended up not working in his favor. Still working to get that timing as well on punishing the PK Rocket.
Yep, and just with punishing that grab with yet another back air. PK Thunder coming out, just using the drift to get back to that ledge, but oh my goodness, Cless just making it so difficult for Jumpz to get in there and get a move hidden.
And just the confidence that he has just to be in Jumpz' space, not throwing out a hitbox at him quite yet, and just knowing that he's going to have the maneuverability to get around it entirely. Cless just overwhelming Jumpz to open up this set. And we have Jumpz just taking some time thinking about the bans, where he wants to try to counter pick. I honestly am not sure what sort of stage you want to look for in that matchup, especially with somebody that is as mobile and comfortable.
I know traditionally you would want a battlefield, but I think against Lucas it might be a little difficult for you to go ahead and land yourself just because you have the PK Thunder and the PK Freeze to go ahead and worry about.
Yeah.
Plus that's there, but it looks like he's going to FD, just wants to cover any type of landing from the Cloud.
I think it's not just wanting to cover the landing, but also wanting to supplement his zoning game, right? Without any platforms, now he forces Cless to have to deal with his projectiles as there a lot more directly, and that actually helps him kind of grind out this neutral a little bit more where it's more comfortable, where he's not inside of the sword reach of Cless.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, I think, you know, Kalos would have been a fantastic pick as well, but you don't know the bans. We cannot talk to the players directly, but we're going to be hopping into this game early, going kind of just trading some blows and Jumpz, you know, playing a little more reserved, really, to your point, trying to play that zoning game now.
Cless slowly finding his way in, getting himself a cross slash, and then now a ledge trapping situation. The Zair off the ledge is going to be able to outrange whatever shenanigans that Cless is up to. Still managing to call out the shield drop by Jumpz, though. Good call by Cless. And overall, still pretty safe, too, unless the opponent gets a parry.
Yeah, just like that. Oh my goodness. I thought he would go for the next move, too, because he was in a great position to land on the stage or even land onto that ledge, but send Jumpz down to the depths.
Yeah, just absolutely what was needed. Otherwise, he would have immediately been canceled by that back air. And still managing to force his way back up. Cless at 103%. Yeah, going to die to that back throw from Jumpz.
Yeah, very slick pivot grab right there coming off from Jumpz, just running straight behind Cless before he tossed out that aerial.
Cless watching the ledge once again. Forward air not quite timed correctly to call out the neutral getup, but the wall that it presents is still something that's really hard for Jumpz to make it past when he's trying to get back to center stage and start up his zoning again.
Yeah, get another back air, sending Jumpz right back off stage. Cless coming up in there, looking for another one, not quite going to get it, but he does get a grab forward throw, sending him right back off stage, getting the stage control one more time, and look at that. Jumpz understanding, you know what, I want to be aggressive, I want to get back to the stage, but Cless had the immediate answer.
I do appreciate that Cless just immediately lets the Blade Beam rip whenever he has limit at these low percents. It does so much damage and also just creates an opening if Jumpz manages to block it too.
It just reminds me of Mewtwo King. It's like Mewtwo King in Smash 4 knew what, you know, the limit charge was going to be here in Ultimate.
Clearly ahead of the curve. But we do have Jumpz now at a higher percent, but finally getting the space that he wants. especially using now the Nair out of shield as a way to try to punish Cless for a lot of these approaches.
Oh my goodness, speaking of dunks, they are just trading right now, but the limit cross slash getting up in there and taking that stop now. Cless, you know, in a position to really get this set now.
Yeah, recognizing that Jumpz really had no way to get out of the way of the PK, not the PK Thunder, the limit cross slash. Really great call out.
Climb hazard one more time. Again, you know what? Anything that is unsafe or anything that is just occupying the space above him, he is just going to hit that button. You know, his limit should be able to recover. Oh, tries to use the air dodge, but even then, able to use the limit climb hazard to make it back, but he gets hit by the last hit of that down smash.
Now here's the scary thing, he doesn't have limit again. He's forced to use a climb hazard extremely high. It was an angle that Jumpz wasn't expecting, but Jumpz still finds himself another grab, gets himself the lethal up throw instead.
Yep, but here we have Jumpz sitting at 71%. It is going to be a mountain to climb for him to get back into this game, especially the way that Cless has been playing.
Cless just going out, guns, or swords at swinging rather, getting already 117%. This is really good for him if he can find himself, yeah, not even a smash attack, just a solid back air from the ledge now will do the trick.
Yeah, just cleanly jumping away from the PK Thunder attempt, the back air, able to seal it up. Lucas, look at me. This is me and you in 20 years. You got to learn. Pick up a sword. Put the bat down.
Put away the stick, kid.
He'll learn eventually. It's a fake sword for now.
Oh. But in any case, Cless now going to be moving on to losers quarters, where he's going to have to be fighting then Apologyman in order to make it into losers semis. Apologyman, I think right now we're actually going to be getting the other end of losers. Of course, Laudandus going up against Vaughn. This is going to be another interesting set to see. Vaughn going to have a lot of different options to do, a lot of experience fighting Palutena across many of NorCal's PR players.
I assume the Lucina is going to come out first. I think Lucina, you know, has great options to go to combat exactly what Palutena has. I mean, Palutena wants to go ahead and play that poke game, trying to use the disjoint and the range that she has. But unfortunately, with her forwarder, it's only her foot. So when Lucina tosses her forwarder, it's cleanly just going to slice it up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the only thing that she's got in the air that can contest is, again, that back air. And you can't toss that out too often because then it gets a little bit readable, then you get parried, or maybe even just whiff punish. Lucina is fast enough to do that as well. But these two guys are actually just going to leap right into it as well. Just the fast fist bump. I have a feeling they already struck stages and did their bans and everything right from the bleachers before they started. And we're starting here on PS2. Vaughn immediately opening up with a Nair. Just looking
at the backer from Laudandus as well.
Yeah. It looks like Vaughn's current game plan is just don't give Laudandus time to think, right? Just immediately get in his face. Don't give him time to adjust because he already saw how good Laudandus was at that in his set against SaltySam earlier.
Yep. Laudandus is cooking right now, trying to jump down with that neutral to interrupt the Dolphin Slash. Not quite going to get it, but that is something we are going to have to watch as the set progresses.
Gonna just react to the neutral get up in that situation. Vaughn getting another toss off stage. Nothing too lethal yet. It looks like he's just trying to pester, you know, chip away at Laudandus' death. Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna get another explosive flame.
Ooh, but we're gonna get a forward smash on the part of Vaughn, seeing Laudandus have just a tiny bit of lag.
Gonna catch the landing though from Vaughn. Laudandus looking to find himself yet another up air. That seems to be his absolute favorite way of taking stocks.
Yep, and Laudandus immediately just going for these back throws, just want that stage control, not even trying to go for the DI mix-up or even just an air dodge read from the down throw.
Vaughn once again threatening the ledge grab punish with these back airs, but he hasn't quite found his timing for dealing with Laudandus.
No, but Laudandus does have to be wary of that. I mean, honestly, the way that Vaughn is getting, he's doing at these early percents when, you know, it doesn't matter too much, but, you know, eventually he's going to get that back air when Laudandus is sitting at like 80%, and he's just going to go flying off that stage.
Oh, but in the meantime, Laudandus has his own answer to that. It's like, if you're going to keep trying to snipe me, I still have my double jump, I still have my up air in this situation, I'll take your stock for it instead.
Vaughn still looking for these forward smash. Not quite going to be on the mark, but he just runs out there, gets that forwarder, and, you know, I like that from Vaughn. He's just continuously conditioning Laudandus. It's like, all right, are you going to teleport immediately? Are you going to try to stall out with your jump? I'm just going to keep covering every option until I get it right.
And this is actually forcing Laudandus to just use his teleport to make it back on stage instead. In that case, I think Vaughn was ready for it. That's why he didn't jump off stage entirely, and Laudandus reacted to that, went straight for the ledge. But he still can't make it back to center stage. That's the part that's really costing him. He's able to make it to the corner, but making it back to center stage is an entirely different math problem.
All right, another neutral air coming out from Vaughn, just keeping up all this pressure. But Laudandus, the immediate answer with a backer of his own. And while the tech in place, great call out from Vaughn.
Wow, and just like you said, Miho, calling out the forward air, not going to be able to kill, but what an answer, and then still forcing out the early teleport. Is he going to get an early one again? He does. Laudandus makes it back, and this time gets to start his own edge guard. Not for very long, though.
Yeah, but Laudandus is just bleeding 135%. He has to make something happen. Missing that back air would have put him in a favorable position, but unfortunately not going to find the mark. Vaughn still pressuring, just needs one good hit to take this game.
Looking to Kaza with that Dolphin slash. Vaughn's reactions not quite up to snuff in that situation, but Vaughn immediately spot dodging, finding himself that forward smash and taking out Laudandus' first game.
Yeah, quite a bit of lag on that auto reticle. It does not make contact with your opponent.
And that's kind of the danger of trying to scrap with Lucina, is even though she is that sword character and her frame data is like a little bit slower than, say, a Fox or a Wolf or somebody, or like Mario, you know, a character that gets in your face, she still doesn't really lose any of her power for being in your face. And if you're playing somebody who's just that inch slower like Palutena, it's really terrifying to try to find the right spacing to be.
Here we go, just hopping into game 2 right now. Laudandus sticking with the Palutena. Vaughn as well sticking with his Lucina. And, you know, Vaughn, you know, playing so smart, so collected, and really just had the read on Laudandus there down the stretch. He saw Laudandus going for a lot of these panic recoveries.
Oh, and once again, just calling out when Laudandus would try to reversal. Vaughn spot dodging and continuing on his string. That's kind of the scary thing, is every time like it looks like Vaughn has made a mistake in his pressure, he just self-corrects and immediately tosses out another button and punishes Laudandus for thinking it's his turn to talk. Oh my gosh, baiting out that air dodge just with the empty hop. Vaughn is making fast work of Laudandus' second stock. Just
getting the air dodge with the first forward smash, then getting the roll on the second. Vaughn is just feeling himself right now.
He's doing such a good job calling out what Laudandus wants to do out of these panic situations.
All right, great back air. Answer coming up from Laudandus, still trying to look for these down tilts. It's going to be very difficult to land that on Lucina, but nonetheless, it's unfortunate. Laudandus, you know, a couple of times he's getting these stray hits, he's getting a lot of these combo starters, but, you know, he's just not getting the full extent of what they could be.
And you really need to be able to amp it up considering how much Vaughn has been getting. But that down tilt waits for the air dodge, taking basically a page from Vaughn's book, right? Vaughn has been waiting for the exact same thing off of all of these openings.
Oh, Dolphin Slash. Gonna go ahead and clip Laudandus. Vaughn holding down on that recovery. Down tilt, not getting the correct hitbox of it. He's looking for the tech chase, and he gets it. Full rage. Lucina still not going to go ahead and take that stock, though.
Oh, trying to call out the startup with a teleport, but it's fine. It was already too low for Laudandus to recover. Vaughn still at his first stock at full rage. Like you said, Miho, this is actually getting pretty scary on Smashville. These are the tiny side blast zones where Lucina's F smash is super effective.
Speaking of tiny blast zones, you know, the back throw going to come in the clutch right there for Laudandus, able to clean up that stock, gets himself on the board here in game 2, but, you know, it is still looking rough for him.
We have the beginnings of that Nair train, the wheels on the bus. Still going a bit, you know, tossing out that foot, getting a little bit of the gas.
Yeah, you know, he got a flat, but it's okay. You know, they were getting it changed out right now. He has an extra stock.
Oh man, this is actually fantastic for him. Laudandus getting such a strong lead onto the second stock. Still needs to find himself a little bit more progress, and we're having a lot more reserve by Laudandus. He's trying not to press himself too far in the neutral, but Vaughn's now calling it out with these forward smashes.
Yeah, Vaughn just running back and forth. He is just waiting for Laudandus to hit that first button to see when that teleport is coming out. And once he recognizes immediately that he did not go to the ledge, he is there to catch the lag that Palutena has on the recovery.
Get herself stage control for Vaughn. Vaughn once again trying to snipe that ledge grab. Oh, expecting a jump from Laudandus, not going to find it. Instead, Laudandus managing to get himself a little bit extra damage, but this is scary now. We have ourselves tie percent, but it's Vaughn who has an entire extra stock to fall back on.
All right, dash attack from Laudandus, trying to get him back into this. The back air going to whiff, and the F tilt from Vaughn, almost taking away that stock.
Once again, barely making it back onto that stage. No punish on Vaughn's end on Laudandus, but that's it. The up tilt is absolutely going to do it. Vaughn takes a 2-0 over Laudandus, making it on into loser's quarters. I mean, loser semis.
Yeah, Laudandus out at 5th place here in NCR 2019. So, you know, shout out to him coming out, showing out, you know, and playing basically to his seed.
Yeah, actually doing a fantastic job, especially considering how recently, again, it's been since he started attending the weeklies, right? He's just been leveling up so fast over the past month that he's already able to put up decent fights against some of our best players. But we do already have our next set starting up. I see Cless sitting down against Apologyman. These two guys, so this is actually interesting, right? The question always when it comes to Lucario is, does he get to live until 100% regularly in a matchup, right? Because if so, he gets to go into full aura mode, he gets to tear people apart. But if not, that's when things get really dicey for him. And against Cloud, there is always that X factor that he lines up the right limit attack early enough and just robs a Lucario of an opportunity to land a kill move.
Yep. No, and that's really going to be the name of the game here in this matchup. Can the Neath stay away from those hard-hitting moves that Cloud has in his arsenal? And more importantly, can Cless go ahead and land those hard-hitting moves to make it happen? Because, like you said, if you let Lucario just run rampant, he's going to get all of that aura, all of that rage. He's going to act like his voice actor, get all the energy from Goku, and make some things happen.
Yeah, he's still playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, apparently. Just with top 8 later. Apologyman still on point. The other thing that's important to note is, of course, the recovery as well. I think Cloud actually has a great potential to edgeguard Lucario's extreme speed. If he calls out just the right angles, he can just throw out a nair, or more importantly, a forward air, and not just cover a huge breadth of space, but also just spike Lucario in the process.
No, I mean, and honestly, that could just be one thing from the recovery in general. As I talked about earlier in Apologyman's set, when Lucario is recovering with his up B, you know, his head is there. He's very vulnerable to go ahead and get caught. And with that massive disjoint that Cloud has on that down air, it can go ahead and clip him very easily.
Yeah, just leap right over the edge of the stage and just throw it out there. See, these two guys are ready to just dive right into it, though. This is loser's quarters. Again, loser of this gets 5th place. Winner manages to make it into the top 4, getting so close to that elusive top 3. You can put it on your resume. It looks real nice.
All right, both of them just kind of running back and forth, trying to wait. He's going to kind of hit that first button. And that was actually the first move that we've seen from Cless. Took him about 13 seconds to even let it out.
Plus immediately, oh, I like that actually. Landing first the cross slash and then going for a grab right afterwards, because cross slash is such a good neutral tool. It would make sense for him to attempt it twice, but he is already one step ahead of Apologyman.
Yeah, but already Apologyman just struggling to land onto this stage. And even with the pressure with the Aura Sphere on those hits, you know, the immediate climb hazard right out of it too.
I like that attempt by Cless, right? Mixing up his landing timing just that extra bit by once again throwing out that climb hazard. Up air, not quite going to kill, but we have full limit ready to go, and calling out the shield drop beautifully. Cless taking that first stock with only 41%.
Yeah, Apologyman back down to basically no aura, but, you know, I mean, honestly, at this point, you might just want to let Cless hit you a couple of times with that cross slash.
And I don't know, then you're back at death percent. We saw how quickly he cleaned up that stock, especially Cless is just showing himself as understanding what Apologyman's defensive options are going to be just as a default and punishing them really, really hard.
Good F tilt. It sends Cless a little bit too far to get really anything started, but nonetheless, Apologyman trying to make some things happen. Wow, just was not expecting that Blade Beam to reach him all the way.
I think Apologyman was just a little bit slow to pull out that trigger of blocking to cancel out his Aura Sphere. Oh, Cless gets called out with the drift. Oh, okay, so Cless earlier stopped an Aura Sphere by tossing out Blade Beam, but that time, because of the Aura on Apologyman, because of the stock deficit, the Aura Sphere won out against Blade Beam and actually hit him aside. Yep,
yeah, the stronger the projectile gets, you know, it just messes with the priority of who's going to win. And wow, that neutral air going to be enough to take away that stock. Apologyman sitting at 77% and using that up B to just get cleanly away from Cless. But Cless back on the offensive, looking for the back air, ledge trapping Apologyman, and Apologyman going to get caught by that climb hazard immediately again.
Apologyman is also waking up to these empty hop grabs that Cless is abusing him with. Cless recognizing how good his aerials are, but like Apologyman now just jumping and throwing an aerial every now and then too.
Cless immediately just running up, getting that forward throw, going to get that back air, cleaning up that stock.
This is already... we do have, again, the aura damage boost from the stock deficit.
What?
Yep. Climb hazard, man.
Excuse me?
Climb hazard.
Empty hop climb hazard? The meta's changed. I don't know.
Because it's
I don't know. Cless is in the future right now.
It's the next... Oh, no.
That was a good climb hazard.
You're a madman. No, it was actually a really good mix-up of the layer that has been working with these empty landings, right? He's just trying to call out Apologyman, jumping to avoid the grab with the climb hazard instead, but now he found himself off stage a little bit preemptively. He's forced to do an even battle against Lucario.
Yeah, right now you gave Beneath all this momentum, and he is just taking it a mile. You have Apologyman just setting up these Aura Spheres, all the B reverses on deck as well, and Cless kind of struggling to get right back in there as he was controlling the first 2 stocks.
Oh, yes. Here we go, looking to keep up the pressure as well, just following up that whiff forward air with a series of jabs. getting a nice little block string for it.
Hazard.
Yeah, Climb Hazard just like, hey, whatever he's trying to do out of this Aura Sphere is up to no good. Let me escape out of here with the Climb Hazard.
Yeah, I think really at that point, Beneath, once he cancels the Aura Sphere, he might just want to hold block.
Honestly, that seems to be what Cless wants, though, because Cless is also looking for so many grabs, too, and that's what these Climb Hazards help set him up for.
Yeah, Cless has limit on deck. When are we going to see him pop it? Oh, he does it right there with the Blade Beam. Not quite going to get that stock, but
There's a very
I would
good
say the
call.
percent is good, but you know, this is a double-edged sword when you are playing against Lucario.
Yeah, but like the main easy reason to use it there is to call out the landing of the Aura Sphere, right? Because Apologyman was mixing up with the B reverses, makes it very hard to
The
catch.
side B coming out, not quite going to take that stock, but you can't eat another one of those.
Oh no, and especially with that approaching Aura Sphere, right? It's a huge amount of danger. This time Cless manages to stay grounded, avoids the Aura Sphere sailing over his head.
Yeah, but with this amount of aura, Lucario has access to the Kamehameha, but it doesn't even matter. The back air going to land. Cless going up 1-0.
Yeah, and after an early stock loss on that second stock, right? 40%, just unable to make it back to the stage and still clutches it out. So that means on a fresh game, right now, Cless is actually riding a lot of great momentum, but we also know how good Apologyman is when he's on the back foot, right? We talked about how good he is, not only when he's cornered, but also just how much faster he manages to adapt to his opponent to anybody else in the Smash scene.
Yep.
And that always pays him a huge benefit as the set wears on. So we can't count him out yet. Is he looking at the wolf right now?
We got all the cheers in the world in the back.
You can look at his smile. You can hear the crowd. Wolf Nation out here.
K-Rool. Go K-Rool. Go K-Rool.
Yo, he's looking at the Pichu? He's going to go Lucario.
He's going to go Lucario. He needs the beam assist.
Yo, if Piranha Plant, the crowd is actually going wild.
Incineroar? Don't do. Okay. No, he needs it.
Cless is just shaking his head at him. It's like, okay, stop teasing him. Stop teasing him. Let's get to it. So we're back at Kalos. As we mentioned earlier, this is one of Apologyman's favorite stages. He usually goes either here or to Yoshi's Brawl. A big part of that is, again, the walls on the side of the stage give him so many different recovery paths because he can wall cling there, then make his way back up to the ledge. Additional to that, this is a very large stage, so he's going to ensure he gets maximum.
Yo, let me get the quad. Let it out, Cless. Yo, this is all he needs. There is no other button on this man's controller. It is all B. It is all red.
Oh my god, what a message to send. It's like, hey, have you figured out with that break you took at the character select screen, do you know how you're going to deal with Climb Hazard yet? Or am I just going to keep getting you with it?
He didn't figure it out, G-Pig. It's still coming.
This is looking this is such a rough start to just already be bought out by like 80% of the moves have been Climb Hazard, and they've all connected.
Yeah, he has a very nice lead with that too, but even as we say that Lucario, you know, one you cannot sleep on, he is still putting up all this pressure. The Aura Sphere, you know, just occupying a bunch of space. Cless really respecting it, putting up that shield. But you got to be careful with that Blade Beam now, because if Apologyman has an Aura Sphere charged up, he can just let that out as you let out a Blade Beam and hit you straight in the face.
Oh yeah, that Blade Beam is no longer a shield like it was in the early percents. And Apologyman trying so hard to call out these jumps out of shields, right? But Cless just keeps dropping it normally, an option that most Smash players don't like doing because of the 6-frame startup for that.
Yep. And we saw the wall clean coming in there, that last interaction. Apologyman just waiting for his opportunity to get to that ledge and come back to this stage. But I just love, you know, how much movement that Cless is really just showing. He's just making sure that he is not stationary at all, continuously keeping up where he is to really mix up where Apologyman wants to set up these Aura Spheres.
Yeah, beautiful mix with the wall jumps in order to aid that recovery by Cless. And now it's his turn to try to watch the wall cling. Instead, just goes right for the limit cross slash, covering the entire wall and ledge with danger instead.
Yeah, techable at that too. We saw the pink sparks come out there at the very end as well. Apologyman going for that up throw, just understanding, you know, he had to go for a regular grab instead of trying to go for that command grab. He tried to come with the back air, but immediately clipped out by the up tilt.
Really great call out. And again, Apologyman just looking so hard for any of these jumps out of shield when he's abandoning these Aura Spheres, but it's not quite coming to him.
And again, Apologyman just touting the range of that forwarder. I thought he could just run cleanly out, but that was not the case. But wow, going straight down there, getting the cancel into the back air as well.
That was such a good adaptation by Apologyman. He saw that Cless went for a wall jump to recover last time.
He has him all the way off stage, but he can't do much. He just makes sure he can make it back onto the stage himself.
Yeah, Cless makes it back onto solid earth, only at 37%, which is crazy when I look how elaborate that that string was.
Yeah, getting both hits of that neutral air, trying to catch the landing with the F tilt, not quite going to get it, and Cless immediately coming in with that up tilt into the up air.
Apologyman just disengaging entirely from that situation, tossing out the first Aura Sphere of many. Cless finds himself that edge guard. He's looking for, tries to go for a trump. I think it's an immediate limited cross slash. Doesn't find it. Tries to go for it anyway, and instead, Apologyman makes it back onto stage.
Aura Sphere coming in to help out Apologyman, able to make it back onto the stage, sitting at 112, but another up tilt on line for Cless. Just, he has scoped out the jump out from Apologyman so well, understanding in all these interactions whenever Apologyman hits his shield or anything, he immediately just tosses something as an anti-air.
Yeah, it's interesting because we see Apologyman trying to sniff that same habit on Cless and not finding it. So I almost want to say Cless just saw what Apologyman was looking for. It's like, oh, you're looking for this habit because you have this habit. Let me just try to sniff that out right now.
All climb hazard, you know, cleanly beating out the Aura Sphere attempt at the ledge.
Oh, that Aura Sphere actually almost connecting.
Well, there goes the side B, catch these hands.
Apologyman, though, still on his last stock, and this is still a best of 3. He has to be extremely careful if he wants to bring this into a game 3 and potentially take the set against Cless. Cless doing a lot of intimidation, this time mixing in a just a regular cross slash, rather.
Yes, some fantastic shield pressure at that. Okay, speaking of shield pressure, Apologyman doing the same thing with his Aura Spheres and able to land the hit.
I like how Apologyman is using his Aura Spheres in neutral, right?
Smash is going to find the mark. Still not enough, but he makes sure that Cless burns his limit, gets the grab. Here comes the back throw.
Is he going to drift off stage with it again to catch the wall jump? No, this time he expected something a little bit sooner. Oh, he's not able to give chase right afterwards with the forward smash, helping Apologyman keep this edge guard going, and he's trying to smear the side of the stage, doesn't get it. Cless instead keeping up now his own edge guard, getting the reversal.
What movement right there from Apologyman, understanding if he went straight up, he was gonna eat some type of hit, getting out of the way, but he is trying to make himself scarce, getting away from that forward air attempt, getting away from the F-tilt attempt as well.
Looking for all of this intimidation with the Aura Sphere. What's the play? What's the Apologyman actually looking to open up with? We already saw the force bomb kill, potentially. That might be the same thing again. It's either that or the back air.
Speaking of back airs, Cless trying to find one of his own, but wow, the B reverse coming in.
So much careful movement by both of these guys. The crowd is absolutely losing its mind right now. And not a single blow has landed until just then. It was 20 seconds.
Oh my goodness, the up air was right there on line 2. G-Pick.
Oh, there we go. We're going to get ourselves a back throw.
The back throw. It's okay. He just has to try to go in and recover. He does have limit on line Aura Sphere. Not going to catch the tail end of it. Well, that's a re-grab. Apologyman out of the mark, not going to get it.
The back air is not going to do it. These guys are, there's 300% of damage on the screen.
Barely getting away from that down air. There goes the dash attack, not going to land either.
Dash attack's not going to do it. Cless doesn't have much time. Force palm buying Apologyman just some safe passage back onto center stage. He makes it back there. He doesn't know what to do with it. He just jumps back.
Oh, here comes the Aura Sphere. You gotta go ahead and put your shield up with that, but you can't take too many of them. With the back air clipping the shield. Cless moving on.
What careful play, just a minute straight of the most tense stuff possible, and yet these guys managed to keep their calm about them. Cless just finding the slightest hole in Apologyman's defense, finding that back air shield poke, and just taking the whole set for it. Apologyman putting up an incredible fight as we know him to do in Smash Bros. Ultimate, but his run's going to have to end here at 5th place.
Yeah, no, I mean, the defending NCR Smash champion going down at 5th place, as you said, G-Pick, but Cless is moving on to losers semis to go against Vaughn. But before we even have that, we're jumping back to the winner's side, Luis versus Xzax.
Yeah, so this is the kind of the big set that I've been waiting in anticipation for, because these are two players that don't just have their eyes on winning NCR. Their eye is on being #1 in NorCal, right? This is just another bullet point, another thing they can present to the PR panel and say, no, look, see, I'm better than this guy. I won NCR, he didn't. These guys have been so hungry ever since Ultimate came out. Xzax doing whatever he can whenever he finds time off during his ESA job at ESA Oakland. Luis traveling to a tournament nearly every day during some parts of this month.
No, yesterday he was actually trying to come from NCR to go to Santa Rosa to their tournament over there.
Yeah, just doing another tournament's bracket while you're still in brackets somewhere else. That just shows you just their level of dedication to this game. And to open us off with, we actually have Luis going the Fox as opposed to the Roy. This is a character that he's managed to beat Xzax with a lot more consistently. I'm not sure how well the Roy has really panned out for him in the past. I think, if my memory is correctly, the first time he tried Roy against Xzax at Wednesday Night fights Oakland, he actually lost.
Okay.
So it looks like he's not going to be trying that again.
I know in recent events, as Roy has been doing well against the Inkling of Xzax's, but you know, here in Game 1, this is 3 out of 5 now, so he's like, you know what, why not just experiment with my other characters, see how it pans out. But this is actually a conversation that I had with Luis. You know, he asked me how I felt about his Roy, and I just felt, you know what, I think your Fox in the long run will be a lot better. So, you know, he's trying to see how it can work out now.
Yeah, it still plays to his great strengths as a player, being a highly mobile character and one that can keep up with Inkling speed. I think a big part of it too is just that he's going to be able to have a lot better.
Oh goodness!
Just already the tower of up airs coming out from him, and that's one of the benefits. Roy can't really get that sort of same killing potential off the top as Fox can.
Now Luis just resetting neutral, running back and forth. Xzax trying to call out to get the anti-air with that up smash, but he's going to get the forward smash instead from the grounded state off the roller.
Yeah, Luis mashing for dear life there too. Xzax just barely making it in time.
There goes the neutral, not going to lead into anything else.
We're at those scary percents though, Miho. We're at around 95 to 110%. That's when just falling Nair from Fox is actually going to obliterate Inkling if she's on the ground.
Yep, I think really the other difficult part about it is going against Xzax. You know, he himself was a Spacey's main in the last iteration of Super Smash Bros., so he knows exactly what Luis's wants.
He's sworn off the life now, but he still recognizes all the signs of it. And Xzax finds himself that up throw. Nothing further off of it. Kind of commits a little bit hard on the juggle, and for it, Luis touches ground first and punishes Xzax with an up smash.
Yeah, but Luis is bleeding right now, sitting at 105 off of that back air, and he's just really trying to find his way onto this stage, but Xzax is making it so difficult. Great recognition there, seeing that down smash online for Xzax, just going low, using the Firefox instead.
Oh, great use of the jabs, just outright beat Inkling Roller. And Luis still trying to keep up the pressure on the ledge too with all those nairs, but Xzax recognizes the retreat that high platform gives him.
Forward throw, trying to set up, while still grabbing onto that ledge, and Xzax keeping a big constant hitbox in front of it.
And doing a great job punishing Fox's recovery. This is something that he's talked quite a lot about how exploitable Fox is off stage in every iteration of Smash Brothers, and he's putting it to great work. Just punishing that illusion over and over again, eventually forcing Luis to have no other choice in the Firefox, and from there, it's always the same timing that Fox releases at.
No, definitely, but at the same time, Luis just set himself up there. He thought Xzax was going to recover immediately, but that was not the case. Once that neutral did not connect, you know, Xzax already smelled blood in the water.
Oh, just anti-airing with the up air, up tilt rather. It's a really strong tool, especially now that Xzax sees that he's at that 90% death range, right? He's tossing out up tilts to anti-air those and theirs, or trying to meet them in the sky, where if they connect, they won't lead immediately to an up smash.
Yeah, Luis looking for a call out on the get up. Not quite going to land it, but you know, Xzax doing such a great job stuffing really any approach that Luis has been going for, but finally a back air able to land.
Xzax taking his time on the ledge, just jumping out of there entirely, recognizing that Luis rather was going for landing back airs, but Luis chases down the escape right afterwards, finds himself the up smash. Luis still has himself quite a road to travel. He has to be able to get just 90% worth of damage off of basically one opening. Otherwise, Xzax is going to end his life.
I just love this recognition from Xzax. Like, the way he plays neutral is unlike anyone else here in Northern California. He knows exactly what Luis's wants, and he's seeing these neutralers land down. He is just whiffing them over and over, whether it be the neutral or that backer, just running back out, seeing that he lands with a very aggressive option, and then grabbing him or even just hitting him out of it immediately.
Oh, that down air barely messing up on the edge guard. Xzax gonna pay a bit of a price for it, stuck on a platform above a Fox, a terrifying place to be. Back throw is not going to do it here on town. And otherwise, just the tiniest poke with the back air. Xzax not looking to overextend himself too much, recognizing that he's getting close to that danger zone again. Oh, what?
An Aaron up B leading into the neutral air. A dash attack is exactly what Luis needs. And almost an up smash was it.
That was so close. Xzax managing to hold on to his life. This is looking... We're already seeing Luis just taking to the skies, looking for just any single trick of these back airs or up airs. I mean, not up airs, neutral airs.
But no, at the same time, this is really just threatening Xzax. Xzax, you know, a lot of times is threatening with his aerials. He can't be that careless as he's landing him down, because that up smash could be online, but the back air gonna find the mark as well.
The scary thing, too, is to call out that back air as Inkling, right? Because your best poke is going to be your own back air, but it comes out so much lower, so much weaker than Fox's back air, that it has a very high chance of just just beating you outright if you try to joust with it.
Yeah. No, I mean, even then, if Inkling lets out that back air, it extends Inkling's hurt box. So if Luis scouts it out, that up smash is going to be online, catching the hand and getting the stop.
Yeah, that as well. That as well. And that all just kind of happened. A big part of it was just off of that execution error of the up special just on stage, just kind of costing Xzax first a strong juggle situation for Luis, and from there, the even neutral like last hit situation favoring Fox so much more than Inkling.
Here we have Xzax's counter pick going to Yoshi's Island Brawl. Very interesting counter pick at that.
Very small side blast zones, even smaller than Smashville. And otherwise, kind of a more extreme version where now if you're just underneath that middle platform, the slants actually favor your own footsies over the opponent.
Fantastic parry coming out from Luis, and right now he is just finding his home with the Fox. It was looking a little shaky right there in game one, but you know, he was able to mount that comeback and really just riding this momentum now.
Luis hoping to get a little bit of panic off of Xzax, something he can whip punish, but instead, why not just run up and get an up smash instead and catch the approach?
You don't even need the kill sparks. That up smash, he just knew he was going to get him. Up throw leading into the neutral air, and that border not getting the hard hit on any of them.
Oh, okay. I think Xzax was expecting a roll-in from Luis with that down smash. Instead,
the drag down to lead into the back air. Fantastic stuff from Luis.
This is some spicy stuff coming out from his Fox. This is really impressive considering how rarely he's actually brought out this character in the past couple weeks. He's able to still find just as much gas in the tank as it was when he left it, getting the second stock with yet another up smash. This counter pick really just helping Luis just run away with these juggles so much more than Xzax can.
I mean, honestly, that's just the double-edged sword when you pick the stage against the Fox. I mean, Fox really thriving off all of those frame shots, and you know, Inkling can do the same exact thing, because what Xzax is really looking for is if he's able to get that grab leading into the up air, he can extend into some more up airs himself, but you can see this already from Luis. He got that one up air and led into two more.
Already Luis finding himself with an edge guard. 78%. We've already seen the stocks from Xzax explode at about 100% every single time, like clockwork. And there we go. Oh, the out smash falling apart because of the slants on the stage.
Yeah, misjudged it just a tiny bit. Did not know how far to go with the dash, but even then he comes in with that dash attack, interrupting the approach option from Xzax and catching the recovery cleanly with the back air.
That was just such clean play coming from Luis, especially considering how that first game went. You have Xzax kind of smiling, but also shaking his head. Seems a little bit annoyed with how that last game went, considering how strongly in control he was in the first game.
See, Xzax, this is what happens when you abandon the character. You know, Fox is just coming back, telling you, just come back. you missed me. What is Inkling doing for you right now?
It's a battle for his soul right now. I don't know.
He's fighting his shadow, honestly.
He actually is.
Xzax found the palace in his heart.
Instead, he's going to have to go. He's actually going for the color swap as his counter pick, rather. Going back to the hipster Inkling. This was the original color back when he first started playing Ultimate.
Yeah, and this was actually the color he sworn off of for a little bit, too. Yeah, I saw that tweet. He was like, you know what, I'm switching to the purple. You know, the purple was getting waxed, so he got off of it quickly.
I love the wait by both players in that situation, right? They both wanted the first flinch from their opponents. Nothing happened, but instead Xzax getting himself that strong dunk off the Firefox. His timing returning back to the form we saw it in that first game.
Neutral air interrupting the aggressive landing from Xzax. Luis trying to make some things happen, and he is definitely making it happen. Reading the tech options out of Xzax as well. Oh my goodness!
That was so close to disaster, but Xzax just aiming his air dodge just right to be behind Fox so the up smash wouldn't connect. If Luis just turned around, that would have been it.
Xzax not quite going to get the hit that Xzax wants, but you know, he is still in control. Great anti-air coming out from Luis, seeing that Xzax just hopped right over him, let out that up tilt.
There we go, just up tilt into up air, the good old classic, and a little bit of an extra taunt coming from Luis. A couple more and some shadow boxing for good measure. The crowd actually going a little bit crazy here. And just like that, here we go, gets solid 48%, nearly gets a corner carry for it.
Yeah, Luis right now just riding all the momentum. I cannot stress it enough. I mean, Fox is just that momentum-based character. When he's able to land that one nair or get that one string, he is going to take you to death.
Oh, beautiful angle on that Firefox. Just going to subvert Xzax's expectations. Not only that, make it back on stage and get his own corner pressure started.
Oh, down smash going to whiff, but Luis able to go ahead and get the grab, sending Xzax back into the air. In the back air, going to connect, using the shine. He should be able to go ahead and make it. Yes, he ends up using the roller to extend where he can go. But a DBZ moment, yes, he's able to make it back.
Makes it! Using the ink roller to just get within range, but unfortunately, the spawn platform being center stage lets Luis just edge guard right afterwards.
He ended up getting a re-grab at that too, or he's misled. I'm not quite sure, but he did eat that down smash, and we are at even stocks here, G-Pick.
Man, this is already so stressful, especially considering the tools they're willing to pull out in this offstage game just to be able to cheat out these stocks a little bit sooner. Especially on Xzax's end, he kind of recognizes that he's not going to be able to take these stocks on stage nearly as early as Fox can with that up smash. Oh, beautiful timing.
Yeah, Illusion going to get scoped out. F-tilt, sending him right back off stage, stalling it out, and then using the Firefox.
Yeah, very nice stuff. Just taking the most time he can because he recognizes that down smash would punish both options.
Wow, barely getting away from that up smash. I mean, you know, a moment sooner, Xzax was going to go ahead and catch him. And a forward throw, sending him right back off stage. But Luis continuously trying to get out of the woods, and he's almost, is that the upper? Is going to connect, and that's a 3-0 for Luis.
Luis showing why he is currently #1 in NorCal, just sending Xzax down to the losers finals, and just looking so unstoppable. Not only is his Roy on point today, so's his Fox. And like whoever makes it all the way up to him is probably going to need to take a set off of both of them in order to take NCR. That is a huge order for anybody to have to deal with.
No, and if it's not either of those characters, you can see the Dr. Mario or something.
Yeah. It's gonna be real nasty. But I mean, we do have now the beginning of the last stretch of the tournament. We're down to the top 4. Going into losers semis, we have, once again, Cless back on stage, going to be going against Vaughn. Vaughn was the player who actually sent Cless down to losers in a cloud mirror.
Yeah, so let's see if Vaughn is going to go back to that mirror or if he's going to be sticking it out with the Lucina, as we've seen only in this top 8.
Right. I would actually fully expect him to go back to the cloud, right? It worked just fine yesterday, and I know Vaughn has a lot of confidence in all of the characters in his arsenal. I would be surprised to see him go off of cloud. At the very least, you know, try for game 1, and if it doesn't go out too well,
King K. Rool,
no way,
I'm down.
No way, no.
I'm down.
Vaughn going immediately is the classic Final Fantasy VII
never
cloud.
mind. You know, the Croc is going back.
Croc is not going to play today, Miho. I'm sorry.
Man,
I'm actually not even sorry. That character's Looney Tunes. No.
I need some new shoes, damn it.
No.
Cloud is the perfect one to slice up that Croc and help me out.
Yeah, what do you have against Vaughn? But in any case, yeah, Vaughn rocking the classic Final Fantasy VII. It's Cless with the Advent Children. And Vaughn already opening up with a strong string, getting himself to the beginnings of a juggle. Cless not going to take it lying down, turns the tables with his own attacks too. And this is the kind of the way that the this is how the set actually went when they fought in winners. Is they actually were climb hazarding each other's climb hazards. They just recognize how good of a neutral tool that is, and when you're trying to air with Cloud, you kind of have to bring out the big guns.
Well, there is a climb hazard. Can we get a climb hazard count, please? I need people to go and count. I hear all the A's from the crowd, but I know the Twitch chat is going off.
Yeah, that's the stats I want to know. You have to tag me in that too. Okay, come on, Cless. What are you even covering? I think you just wanted to hear the crowd.
Okay, Blade Beam just gonna interrupt the approach from Vaughn. One more time for his troubles.
And for all this that we're laughing at with these climb hazards, like the game is dead even between these two.
Oh my goodness! Both of them going in with that dash attack, clanking one another.
It's a mirror match in the truest sense. Oh, beautiful whip punish on the forward air by Vaughn. Just backing up just out of range. Vaughn, I think, was just, Cless was
just trying to run past him. I don't know what game you're trying to play, but you know, you can't run past your opponent in Ultimate.
I think he was trying to bait out the spot dodge, right? And then that way he'd be able to punish it, because you knew he wouldn't get anything off a grab, but Vaughn knew that too, so kept his shield up.
Yeah, Vaughn just running cleanly underneath that Blade Beam, getting a cross slash of his own. Blade Beam not quite going to take that stock, but it gives Cless the stage control yet again. The backer not going to be on the mark, but Vaughn finds himself a down air.
Oh, not going for that down hit of the climb hazard. I think he wanted to get a bit more drift to throw off Cless's punish. And again, the climb hazard this time so well to get past the Blade Beam.
Parry forwarder, gonna kill coast to coast.
This is looking a little silly with all the climb hazards flying back and forth. In that case, just the back air taking it. Vaughn actually kind of tilts his head afterwards, like, oh, I guess that'll kill, sure.
Okay, the crowd is killing me, Chief.
I actually can't with the climb hazard.
Hey!
But I think if Cless wins this, I'm just going to call it the Cless hazard for the rest of top 8.
Cless
Hazard. Yeah, you heard it here.
I did. All right, there goes the dash attack. Both of them have limit. Both of them using the play team.
The crowd is so enraptured by the perfect like the
climb hazard to edgeguard.
Give the people what they want.
That move has utility, G-Pick. Not only does it punish out of shield, you can edgeguard with it.
I guess it can recover too.
Can it do my taxes?
It is your taxes, man. The move just takes a toll on everybody. Just here's 10%. Here's another 10%. It's taxes.
And not even that. It's like it's also an option select because it's like I can do the first one or I can do all of it.
Okay.
Ken Masters, what?
What?
Excuse me?
Okay. So I will say this about Ken. He can focus through climb hazard. So he can actually just deal with that.
But it's only one hit.
Exactly, so he can focus through climb hazard.
No, when it goes up, but I mean when he's coming down though.
Yeah, when he's coming down, he might be able to get it off. I think it depends on the Ken's timing from there.
Oh, no, okay. He didn't hold the button. If he actually held A, he was going to die. Alright, so the Street Fighter characters, they are definitely some of the hardest to go ahead and play in this game. Vaughn was expecting him to go right past him. So the Tatsumaki for Ken actually has the properties on the shield to where he actually goes the opposite side of him.
That wasn't the Tatsumaki kick, but Vaughn was, I think, expecting the spacing to be a little bit tighter because he knows how laggy that crescent kick is. But in any case, though,
not quite going to take that stock.
Cless looking to just take out Vaughn from the skies, and that's one of the great parts about Ken's Shoryu is it has the same strength at any part of the move that you connect it with. It's going to be very strong in terms of calling out these air attacks. Yep. That nearly took out that stock right there from Vaughn. The next one will do the trick.
Yeah, but the back air going to find the mark regardless. Great stuff to Cless, busting out the Ken.
And he tossed in a little bit of a taunt too, you know?
Oh, there we go. He ends up using the medium version there and getting a little more knockback on it.
Also just taking advantage of the fact that in this game, both the Street Fighters can cancel their air moves on hit into specials, just like a versus game.
Still not by that episode though. And the Blade Beam, while just using that getup to get cleanly away from it, getting dunked by that forward air. Ooh, he's caught. It's going to be a very difficult spot. Ken does not snap onto the ledge, but Vaughn barely off the mark with that down air attempt.
Oh, trying to chase the air dodge right afterwards. Cless is just all over Ven in terms of aggression.
Oh, trying to call him out, but he's going to eat that cross slash. He can
only show you so many times in the corner. Vaughn's played his fair share of Street Fighter 2. He knows how this works. It's just a solid string to get Vaughn off stage.
Oh, there goes the down tilt to the climb hazard coming out instead. And Vaughn just mashing it out there.
That was an example of one of the tricky things about Ryu and Ken in this game is they do have a bit of that aimbot assist. The characters will always face theirs to their opponent. So in a roll situation, if you toss out a down tilt and they roll past you, the D tilt will still hit them afterwards.
Yeah, sure, you can still not enough there on the ground. Unlike Ryu, even though Ken does have that constant knockback, it is not as strong as Ryu's on the initial hit. Down air. Ooh. Barely not catching him, and again, still at the tip. Not going to take that stock. Really, when you are playing as Ken, when you're using Shoryuken, if you want to go ahead and kill, you need to use the medium version of Shoryuken. That one has the most knockback.
Oh, Tatsumaki going to make it back on. Cless right now not really slowing down, even though he is, at even percents with Vaughn, and this is like for the sake of the momentum for the match, still wants to run in immediately at any sense of opening because there he is, and the moment he finds that hit, he can convert it right afterwards and take the stock.
Yeah, it's using that heavy kick to go ahead and send him right back off stage. I mean, at those percents, that's fantastic. Wow, reading the air dodge, getting a couple down tilts, but not leading to much. Eating a forwarder, and now we're down to even stocks.
I'm interested to see how Vaughn plays the neutral from here because he's the one with the sword, right? And he knows that Cless has to keep approaching if he wants to be able to take this last stock. And instead, Vaughn still tries to keep up his own pressure. And the Tatsumakis, are you serious?
Yes.
There we go, the dunk!
To get that dunk, Cless evening up this set.
Just calling out the double jump with maximum damage. But here's the thing, now it's Vaughn with counter pick advantage, and we know how many characters this guy plays. So he gets to wait first. Cless, are you going to be going with your Cloud, or you want to try my anything I want with your Ken?
Staying Ken, I see the Lucina coming out.
I see the Lucina, absolutely, yes.
Lucina coming out immediately, yes. I think this matchup favors so much more as opposed to the Cloud.
Yeah, Vaughn actually giving us a little bit of a smile.
Like, okay,
I can't believe that I have to fight a Ken at NCR. Who would have expected having to fight a Ken here? Here we go, Cless immediately backing off, getting full distance against Lucina. And that's one of the big dangers about fighting her, is that she does have a lot more solid multi-hit moves in order to call out the juggles. Not only in terms of her Nair, but also the Dancing Blade. Yeah, just right there we have Vaughn recognize that falling focus, runs in, gets a couple hits with the Dancing Blade, and then backs off.
Yeah, Vaughn himself, as you said, you know, very familiar with these characters, just running back and forth, making sure that, like, even though the focus is online, he's tossing on one to get rid of the focus, then running right back out to make sure, you know, try to cover any type of defensive option that Cless is going to be choosing afterwards.
Right, the dash right afterwards, because otherwise Cless is easy pickings. Otherwise, Vaughn's still relying so much on his forward air to just stuff out whatever options Cless has, but Cless with the confidence to run right under and pick out these up tilts.
Yeah, it's, again, Tatsumaki is such a difficult move to go ahead and catch, but the counter, that's exactly why he's choosing Lucina. You can basically do that over and over if you time it correctly.
Yeah, that's really challenging, though, because that time Cless managed to sneak back onto the stage, doesn't find himself the shorty he's looking for, and Vaughn gets to punish it so much faster with Lucina than with Cloud.
That is the biggest change from Smash 4 into Ultimate for the Street Fighter characters. When you use that up tilt, sometimes, you know, the Shoryuken does not connect correctly, but this time around, it does connect.
Yeah, doesn't get the stock, though. Vaughn managing to DI out just right.
Yeah. I mean, but honestly, that's more of a danger as you play Ken, because Ken having the multi-hits on his Shoryuken, it's a lot easier for, you know, high percent characters to just pop out.
Vaughn not even looking for the counter anymore, recognizing that Cless knows how to ledge snap around it. Wow, just strong hit of up tilt. Gonna be able to take that out.
Yeah, but Cless now saying at 83%, using the focus to get past that back air. But you know what, Tatsumaki's so difficult to go ahead and punish.
Just leaping over Vaughn's head, matching the percent for percent, doing a great job of putting himself back on the board.
To lead into that downer.
Yeah, Vaughn sniffing it out though, jumping over the situation entirely. Such careful spacing play coming out from Cless as well, just trying to intimidate Vaughn into his misspacing first. Here we go, the Shoryu is gonna snap onto ledge just barely, but Vaughn calling out the jump to get out of the corner.
Using the Shoryuken, oh my goodness, getting just
and the wake up Shoryu right afterwards.
My man looking like Daigo out here.
And there we go.
One more time.
Just call, I mean, Climb Hazard basically is kind of like a lesser Shoryu, if you think about it, right? Like,
yeah, very little lag too, I don't blame him. Oh, he did it again. One more, Shoryu.
Oh, he's looking for the strong hit of up tilt now. The same thing he took the previous stock with. It's a really good anti-air move. Yeah,
I mean, his fist actually has intangibility on it too, so it's a fantastic option to anti-air. He's gonna get that counter, gonna get that stock. Vaughn, but he is sitting at 134. One good hit or one Shoryuken from Ken will go ahead and spell his doom.
And Vaughn knows it too. That's why whenever like Cless just runs up in his face, right? He just throws up his shield. Just, I'm not gonna let myself get caught by any of these things. And when he does, he's at center stage. Oh, Vaughn actually being bold with a run-up grab. Doesn't get punished for it though.
Very aggressive up there with that forward air, but he eats a wake-up DP one more time.
This is it though, 1-1 apiece. Winner of this gets to move on to losers finals to fight Xzax and make themselves known in the top 3. Plus, just looking for one more solid opening. We see how good his early percent strings are.
What he needed, that neutral air leading to so much. He got that upper. He wanted a Shoryuken, but got the Tatsumaki instead.
Oh, can't find himself something there. He was trying to make a custom combo in the moment. Cless makes it back on stage, doesn't get to punish that landing though. And Vaughn now going in deep for all of these edge guards, doesn't want to let this gap get any closer.
Oh, he is caught by that forward air. Very dangerous waters now for Vaughn, but he just waits out.
And that's gonna kill
but
reverse.
Sends him the opposite direction?
Yes, reverse hit of Dolphin Slash has been a thing since Melee, mijo. And it's still a thing here now. B-Reverse paying out big for Vaughn, making it back onto the stage just fine and taking out Cless in the process. But Cless, I mean, we were talking about his Cloud, but that Ken, That Ken
What
was
a showing.
What? How electrifying. I am all about it.
What a crowd pleaser. Everyone here at the NCR venue, they heard Ken, turned around, and all they heard was Shoryuken or Tatsumaki for the longest time. We're like, you know what, I respect it.
Yeah,
I'm in there.
The crowd was popping off so hard for just the 8 Tatsumakis in a row. Just completely tearing apart Cloud Stripe. I guess we never trained against that. But when he was fighting against Shinra, you know, you do you, I guess.
All right, but ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping into losers finals now. We have SCARZ Xzax going against Vaughn.
Yes, so this is, again, the winner semis that we just saw earlier. It's looking to be the same matchup it was back then, Inkling versus Lucina. Now, Vaughn did manage to take a game and bring it down to be a pretty close set, but it is a question of whether or not Xzax has essentially thought about that set as much as Vaughn has. It looks like he has to start it off.
No, sorry. I mean, really the biggest change here in this set as opposed to the winner set is that this is now a 3 out of 5 here in losers finals.
Yeah, a lot more time for both of these players to adjust to each other, and potentially for Vaughn to maybe dig into his pockets if he needs to again. But considering how well Lucina has been playing in the previous sets, I expect him to stick with it, even though this beginning is a little bit dicey for him.
Yeah, Xzax right now just looking determined to making it back to Luis. You know, very clean on that first stock, but, you know, Vaughn, you know, trying to make his presence known as well.
Already just finding himself a quick poke. Vaughn looking more in the hit and run strategy, trying to call out Xzax for panicking a little bit on the ledge, but just like in their previous set, Xzax does have that composure to just hang on to the ledge a little bit longer, do that neutral get up, not quite give the whiffs that Vaughn wants. In fact, it tends to be Vaughn that ends up whiffing to Xzax's movement pressure.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's just Inkling in a nutshell. You expect that character to be in one spot, but they move so quickly and make themselves so scarce with the low profile that they have with their dash. It's hard to go ahead and catch him, but there we have another catch with that roller, but Xzax going with that forward smash. Vaughn, fantastic match to get out.
That was insane. That's around the point where you're just dead meat around 80%. Calling out the recovery, getting himself a solid back air. Vaughn, though, not in any comfortable position. The back throw is already going to set him up for an edge guard. And still,
going to hit him. Xzax dropping down for that forward air as well.
Yeah, that was just calculated at that point. If Vaughn tried to air dodge past that, he wouldn't be able to recover. And if he went for the early Dolphin Slash, Xzax wouldn't have been in a bad spot either.
Yeah, no, but I like that last Dolphin Slash that Vaughn went for. He understood that Xzax going to follow up with that grab after the back air.
Shades of that climb hazard once again. Just rearing its ugly head throughout the whole top 8.
Ooh, Xzax looking for the air dodge away, not quite going to get it. And he's stuck here at this ledge. Vaughn just whiffing the grab.
Splat bomb this time, trying to cover the neutral get up. Vaughn takes his time though, doesn't fall into the down smash either.
That's just 2 whiff grabs in a row for Xzax. Doesn't even matter. Finally able to land that back air.
Vaughn right now is just focusing on mixing up his neutral getup and his forward air, right? It's the forward airs that kind of scare Xzax off of trying to do anything too committal to call out the neutral wake-ups, and that's just kind of what lets Vaughn get off the stage without having to commit any harder. You know, he doesn't have to roll or jump up instead, and those things are so much more punishable by Inkling.
All right, Vaughn dropping down, trying to get an aerial, but Xzax immediately answering him with a back air of his own. Oh, I love the down tilt commitment that Vaughn is showing. He's like, all right, Xzax, I see you're just going to run back and forth, waiting for me to whip something. You know, I'm just going to keep out this constant hitbox, hoping, you know, you don't get out of my way.
Right, because that's a move that's actually pretty tough for Inkling to whip punish, right? Inkling has to make a much stronger call out to jump over it instead.
He went too deep, getting caught by the initial hitbox on Inkling's up B, going too far out, wasting his double jump, cannot recover. Xzax taking game 1 here in losers finals.
Yeah, 2 stocks at that. Vaughn's looking a little bit more focused though. Just kind of nodded his head when he saw what had happened. It's getting a little bit tricky though for him because, like you pointed out earlier, right? He doesn't really have a strong idea how to open up Xzax in this set either. He's just trying to take his chances with like tossing out a couple fairs or tossing out some down tilts to cover as much space as possible with as little commitment as possible. But even that's not quite enough against Xzax.
All right, we're going to Town and City here in game 2. Xzax again, just running underneath all of these aerial attempts, getting so much mileage off the platform extension as well.
Xzax just using pure movement pressure underneath Vaughn while he was on that platform, hoping for Vaughn to do something a little bit too committal out of shield. But once again, these guys are just playing so conservatively and their option selection. They just don't want to die too much to anything, because that's what happens if you air dodge a little bit too early. You find yourself exploding off the side of the screen like that.
Yeah, Xzax is riding all this momentum still. Vaughn now at 39% on his second stock. Oh my goodness, the roller gonna catch him. Getting the up throw. Oh, he was gonna up air afterwards, but no, trying to lead into an air dodge attempt off the back air.
Vaughn doing a really solid job with his guard. Going to be able to punish the up B straight back to stage. Looking to get an earlier up B as well, but the landing hitbox, this time protecting Xzax and opening up Vaughn once again. Wow, and also just getting the up throw up air right afterwards. Just enough ink on Vaughn for that to come together.
Yeah, that was just the sweet spot percent range that Xzax needed to go ahead and get the stock. And Xzax now working on a 3 stock.
Xzax taking his time in shield.
Just waiting it out.
I'm surprised that Vaughn still hasn't brought out the shield breaker to play yet, especially with all the shields we're seeing from Xzax.
No, I think really for Vaughn, he's just really intimidated of the movement that Xzax has been displaying. Just running back and forth, getting a lot of these whip punishes. He doesn't want to do anything too committal like the shield breaker.
Once again, we do have Xzax on his first stock. This is very similar to how that first game went, where Xzax just kind of overwhelmed Vaughn entirely. Vaughn looking for an edge guard. Once again, has a hard time calling out Xzax's timing. Xzax is doing such a good job mixing that up.
Yeah, Vaughn finally able to go ahead and get that stock at 169 off of that up tilt. Wow, that back air just interrupting the splat bomb attempt. Cleanly going into Xzax, racking up 13%, but Xzax getting these jabs. Vaughn now 112 off the stage.
Oh, trying to bounce that splat bomb to catch the ledge snap by Vaughn. Not quite lined up correctly.
Oh, Xzax had the read, but just hit the splat roller a little bit too soon. Oh, splat roller has to use it to get the horizontal drift and using the up B to recover and the up smash to anti-air Vaughn with that aerial attempt.
Wow. What a great call out by Xzax, because he saw the whipped aerial. I was like, oh, he's going to try to drift back after this, and just immediately flicked up, got the up smash, and took out Vaughn yet again. Another 2-stock. This is looking so much in Xzax's favor. Honestly, I think Xzax is just like thinking back to his set against Luis this whole time. It's like, I did not just get 3-0'd on the NCR stage. That didn't just happen. I'm going right back there and making it right in Grands.
It's like, I'm not trying to get 3-0'd and then take another L immediately. I want to run it back to Grands. I want to see what's up to Luis. I want to hand him some more L's for his name. Try to make it happen.
Here we go, though. Vaughn sticking now for the final time, potentially, to Lucina. Running it back to this to Pokemon Stadium 2. Very large stage, horizontally. Tends to be a favorite of zoning-style characters, because that way they get to kite you back and forth over and over again over a pretty long distance.
Down throw leading into that back air from Vaughn, and again, Vaughn going too aggressive off stage, and Xzax making him pay with Inkling's recovery. That initial hitbox is very deceptive. You have to respect it.
Vaughn actually just leaned far back in his chair the moment that happened. That's not the way you want things to go for your first stock. Not when you're down 2-0 against somebody who's just beat you in the winner's side.
Not only that, that is very demoralizing, because he was actually in the driver's seat. He was up in percent.
Vaughn's not letting that slow them down, actually. Still managing to get himself a solid amount of percent on Xzax. The question does become finding the kill, and that's what he's looking for right now, just tossing out forward smashes at the slightest hint of a punish. Otherwise, backing off, trying to avoid any damage. It leans far back the moment he just gets hit by the next jab combo.
I mean, honestly, jab is like one of the most tilting moves to go ahead and hit by from Inkling.
Because you get inked up afterwards, so you take extra knockback from the rest of the for like next 10 to 15 seconds.
You're watching yourself just get hit.
Yeah. And then he changes your character's color too. Like, you chose that carefully on the character select screen.
Man, I distinctively chose black to be edgy. I don't want to be purple, but finally Vaughn able to land that forward air, getting a stock. Oh my goodness, but get up attack gonna get punished immediately off of the forward smash. Again, Vaughn reeling back in his chair. And that was just strong conditioning from Xzax in the previous game, because that's how Vaughn was finding himself out of the corner every now and then, was tossing that little get up attack to get the pressure off of him. And then Xzax let that habit go unpunished until now, game 3, where he's just really nailing in the final seal to the coffin. Yep, Xzax was trying to end it right there with a down air, but the Dolphin Slash just interrupting that attempt. Wow. Such clean movement right there from Xzax, just running away from that down air attempt and getting that grab. This time just a grab punish on the roller. Like, the rollers at this point, those are all death moves on Vaughn if he gets hit by any of them. We're not quite at the percent where Inkling can find a back air to kill. Definitely not a back throw.
But these things are going to be just weighing down on Vaughn's mind as the neutral goes on and on. Oh, no, never mind. The up throw up air just does the trick entirely. Xzax takes it with a solid 3-0, sending Vaughn down to not down. Actually,
no, not down. He sent him home.
Yeah, home at 3rd place. And otherwise looking just not even satisfied, just like, here we go. Sit down, Luis. We're doing this right now.
That's
right
exactly
now.
what he's thinking. I can hear Matt saying it right now. Sit down. I'm playing you. Nope. Just let's play. But no, great stuff to Xzax, winning with a 3-0, and fantastic stuff to Vaughn, getting 3rd here at NCR 2019. A fantastic run for him.
Kind of placing his seed ultimately. It's just kind of unfortunate that he found himself with like a bit of momentum against Xzax in the winner side and just couldn't recreate that same situation at all in losers. Xzax just utterly shutting him out. And now Xzax gets to unleash all the fury he's built up against the person who put him down here. He has to take 2 sets against Luis in order to win NCR, whereas Luis, being from the winner side, only needs to win 1 of these.
Yep, and of course, here in Grand Finals, both of the sets, if we need both, will be 3 out of 5.
Yeah. Just tossing out the single laser, just, maybe catching the 2nd place. Luis already looking to optimize his damage output.
Yeah, but already in the early goings, Luis's Fox looking so clean. Xzax having the immediate answer too, but oh my goodness, that was such a really bad situation for Xzax because he tried to get the platform extension, but unfortunately his up tilt did not connect the way he wanted it.
Oh, just like that, Luis is not letting up here at the corner either. First trying to intercept the recovery, but then calling out the wake-ups with some smash attacks. Oh, that was actually great TI by Xzax to get hit by the Nair off stage so that the up smash couldn't come together. Because when you're center stage, that falling Nair is going to be death for you.
Great intercept right there coming up from Xzax, seeing that Luis wanted a Nair or a back air himself. And let out a back air to just get in the way, but wow, Luis committing to that shine to make sure the splat bomb was away, but he put himself in a dangerous spot because that was a regrab situation, and the call out from Xzax with that up smash knew Luis wanted that neutral air.
Yeah, you remember the previous set where Luis was finding almost all of his stocks off of either like landing Nair into up smash or back airs, right? And up smash covers both of them.
Yeah, and Luis trying to go for 2 up smashes in a row, expecting Xzax to come right on top of him with the back air. Gonna find the mark and get that stock.
Xzax falling back to center stage, trying to, again, build up a little bit of more land to play with against Fox. Trying to box with Fox and straightforward combat doesn't usually play well for the cast.
I really like it from Luis, just recognizing exactly what Xzax wanted, just went to that platform, just ran right over him to reset the situation, but fortunately he's getting caught by that splat roller, losing the stock to the forward smash.
Xzax now up an entire stock, already looking to be an entire new squid. And right now, you recognize that I have the full lead. You have to come to me on this ledge. You have to now play to my song.
Yeah, I mean, here in this game right now, you can already see Luis just kind of expecting Xzax to come into him. A lot of these preemptive down tilts are coming out, but Xzax immediately just punishing him.
What's in the back of my head now, Miho, is this is how their set in winners started. Was Xzax with a commanding lead, but then it was Luis that just turned it around off of a single bad air dodge and ended up winning the entire thing off of it.
Not even just that, it was the bad errant misinput from Xzax. If you see him do an upbeat in neutral, that's when you know it is going downhill.
Oh yeah. Forward smash from Luis.
Oh, but the shine coming out, still not going to be enough. Inkling having a great recovery. Neutral air, fantastic tech from Xzax. You know, he's still a spacey main at heart. He knows how to get those stage techs.
Oh yeah, he has to use every single resource he can, especially with how vicious Luis has been off stage. Those shines would have killed a lot of other characters in that same position.
I know all my mains died. So there we have the back air, sealing up that stock for Luis, getting a little taunt in there as well. But let's see if that is the power-up that he needs to get back into this game.
Xzax finding himself at the beginnings of something, but not that much. It's now Luis's turn, especially now that the platforms are coming back into play. This is a really great formation for Luis. This is going to give him a lot of ladder extensions. If he can just find the right up tilt into up air.
Yeah, he found it into the neutral there. Instead, he's going to find that back air. And, whoa, just barely missing the ledge. Okay, he's going to be safe, but that side B going to get scoped out by Xzax. The back air going to cleanly catch him and get that game.
Yeah, Xzax taking a deep breath, though. That game was way closer than he wanted it to be. I know he was banking on just having more of that momentum that he had against Vaughn in Losers Finals and just running right over Luis's first couple games. But Luis is definitely sitting down and warming up just as fast to him. Luis now is just thinking very carefully about what he wants to do in terms of his counterpick stage, because he might decide to also look to a counterpick character as well if he didn't like the way that showing was for his Fox.
Yeah, you never know, but at the same time, you know, this set just looking so much better for Xzax as opposed to their winner set, you know, actually able to get on the board with that first game. And you know, that might be all Xzax needs to really just take this to mile. But as you said earlier, G-Pick, he needs to win 2 sets.
And that's where the real endurance test comes into play when you're when you're challenging from the losers bracket.
Yep. But here we have it. Yoshi's Island Brawl is going to be the stage choice, and you know, I don't blame Luis because you know, in their winner set, it went very well for them.
These small side blast zones especially doing a great service to his back airs that he's been finding a lot as well. Oh, I love that Luis actually just runs slightly back to force the whiff on the splatter gun.
Oh my goodness, only getting the first hit of that up air, but it didn't even matter. Leading into the back air as well. Luis getting that neutral air. I thought he was going to commit to the up smash, but he saw he didn't have a lot of real estate to try to run up there and get it.
A lot of careful trotting back and forth by both players. It's Luis that has been consistently pulling the trigger first, though, and we see the rewards he gets for doing so, this time getting an up smash on the dash back as opposed to just a dash attack. As scary as it is to just be caught in shield in this game, it's sometimes necessary against Fox and his ability to chase you down if you try to run instead.
Yep, and, you know, just one miscalculation from Xzax leading to so much for Luis. He got that neutral air and then leading into a bunch of these tilts and even just those jabs.
Beautiful stall by Luis off stage as well, staying slightly above horizontal so that Xzax couldn't cover comfortably with that forward air.
Yeah, but a point-blank splat bomb actually helping out Xzax to get back onto the stage, and now he's just going so aggressive against Luis off stage. But, you know, Firefox having so much more priority. Those hitboxes from Inklin's recovery, not enough to interrupt the recovery.
And it's not just that too, right? Luis is taking his time drifting back towards the stage. He wants to force Xzax to commit way harder if he wants to poke him off stage. And now Luis up a full stock, getting still a lot of mileage off of his conversions on stage. It's really Xzax that's really forced to step it up on his edge guarding in order to match the pace.
Luis having the recognition as well, seeing Xzax coming up very aggressively, just ran back, even though Xzax was able to put up his shield, still put him in a favorable position to try to get a punish afterwards. Here comes the tag, and Xzax, you know, calling out a jab one more time, beating it out with that dash attack, and the slant here on Yoshi's Island actually very good for anyone with a down smash that is slightly disjointed like Inklings.
Right, because then it reaches even further down below the ledge, increasing your odds of catching someone on the recovery. Now it's actually Luis on the verge of losing his second stock, manages to air dodge past the up air. But now, yeah, Xzax ready to go, not even charging up that down smash like Luis is expecting. But it's still the Firefox beating out that up air, up B, and back air rather.
Barely off the mark to go ahead and catch Luis. He wanted to charge up that up smash, but you know, the aerial of Luis able to get in there. But wow, I think it was a forward air if I'm not mistaken, actually able to take that off the side.
This is really scary for Xzax. So many things by Fox kill at this percent range.
Yeah, a single parry, not enough to go ahead and get away from the multi-jab of Fox.
See back airs coming out from Xzax. There's a potential of a smash attack. In that case, Luis looking for the ledge trump into back air.
I think really at this point we see a smash attack coming out. Wow, the slant coming in, helping out Luis so much there.
Yeah, just being able to poke that extra bit to catch the squid right before the snap. And this evens up the score. Luis up, even rather, 1-1 apiece. We're probably going to be in for a game 5-er at this rate, Miho. These guys are not going to be slowing down against each other at all.
Xzax is playing with some fire right now.
Yeah.
Like, after that 3-0 in the winner set, you know, he was determined. I mean, you definitely can see it in the Vaughn set. He just decimated him.
Yeah. These guys are going to keep it going.
No surprise.
Yep, yep. Going to be rocking to the FD. looking to, I think, abuse the landing options coming out from Luis here.
No, definitely, and I think Xzax also just recognized that he himself, although he does like platforms, he doesn't get as much reward from them as opposed to Fox.
Yeah, because Fox gets to just shark under with up air, which is just a straightforward kill move, whereas Inkling, yeah, the up air can kill, but you really have to set up for it near the top of the screen.
Oh my goodness, Luis leading into so much damage there, just straight up off dash attacks and neutral airs. Alright, how's Xzax gonna get off this ledge? He doesn't yet. Come in very aggressively one more time. Oh, actually turned around, didn't even cancel the splat roller.
Yeah. I like the fact that with the moment that Xzax set up some ink on the stage, he actually started staying on top of it. And I think a big part of that is the ink is going to get in the way of Luis's conversions. If he lands, say, Nair and tries to run into the up smash, the ink will slow down his run speed so much, he'll have trouble connecting the up smash afterwards. And Luis expecting a tech roll in, trying to call it out with that down smash, but Xzax, knowing that too well, tech back to the edge of the stage and managed to survive.
Yeah, no, but honestly, in that last situation, when Luis landed that neutral air, I'm pretty sure he had enough time to get that up smash, just he didn't feel too confident in it.
And it just kind of is a testament to how carefully both players are playing right now. They don't want to give their opponent any unnecessary openings. And the spacing by Xzax, just being able to outrange that get-up attack, and now force Luis still into an uncomfortable edge situation.
Yeah, he's still in the same situation because they traded.
Yeah.
Xzax is coming off of the Angel platform to ledge trap one more time.
Looking for it.
Down
this time,
air.
the spike.
Oh, no. Fantastic angle coming out from Luis, able to get back onto the stage. Surprised we didn't see a lot, as it went for the immediate down tilt instead.
Oh, wow, just the roller barely beating out the back air. I love that about Luis, too. He just takes his time and he watches Xzax. And when he gets a sense that Xzax is no longer trying to defend, he runs in aggressively, just throws out a dash attack or an up smash and catches an opening for it.
Wow, such tricky movement right there coming up from Xzax. Air dodging in right in front of Luis's face. But oh, that's going to be a regrab, but he comes in with that back air instead.
The down tilt sending Luis at a really uncomfortable distance. Yeah, that back air going to be able to catch basically anything that Luis did. If he went for the air dodge, he would have been locked into a very linear line of play for his Firefox recovery.
Yeah, because he ended up using the high illusion. When you do that side B, there's quite a bit of lag at the tail end of that. Nair into up smash is exactly what Luis needs. He's only at 39%.
And just like that, yeah, evening things up, considering before this it's been a solid 90% to a stock lead in Xzax's favor. Luis now has a great potential to swing the pendulum in his favor.
Yeah, all it takes is that one neutral or that one dash attack, just taking it a mile. But Xzax really trying to make sure that does not happen. Still trying to space out these backers, but unfortunately, Luis just getting all of these pokes.
Yeah, Luis has been spacing out, especially that F tilt at the end too. Just the extra little bit of distance he needs to outrange Inkling, or at least force trades. Because again, it is going to be him that has the easier job finding kills as the stocks were around, not Xzax.
Yeah, Luis jumping right up there, seeing Xzax was above his head. I just love that from Xzax so much, just running back and forth, just waiting for his opponent to hit that first button and just whip punishing immediately.
Luis finds himself the first up air. This is where things get dangerous. Xzax used his double jump already.
Yeah, he has to be careful. The up smash might be online.
At the very least, it's these back airs that Luis has been finding a lot of success with.
Trump caught Xzax sleeping.
And that's a great use of Luis, because he's been looking absentmindedly for the Trump at least once a game, right? But he hasn't been overplaying that card, and this time keeping it in his pocket for when Xzax had been getting a little bit too comfortable on the ledge, especially in that last hit situation. Just calling it out instantly, getting the back air, and getting the game. Luis now up 2-1, one game away from winning NCR 2017. 19, sorry. Oh my gosh.
Why are you in the past?
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm still thinking about Apologyman. I'm asking myself, what if we could have prevented a Marvel player
has already gone home to go microwave some cereal. Just leave him be.
Never forget, man. I'm never going to forget. But we got Lilat as Xzax's counter pick. This is a very surprising stage to see from him. I know he is not the biggest fan of this level.
I think really the only thing that I can see is that he wants to just mess with the recovery of Luis, because, you know, Lilat being very tricky to get back as a spacey.
Yeah.
Aside from that, you know, try to get some extensions off the platform, seeing that FD did not pay off the way that he wanted, but just like that, that back air actually sending him underneath, no tech.
Yeah, that is the danger of fighting underneath Lilat, is that when you bounce off this stage, you actually just get sent straight down at a meteor angle, which means that you'll lose your stock as early as 40%, as we just saw there. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Luis.
Yo, honestly, and the up smash to go ahead and get it afterwards. Great stuff to Luis. Honestly, those short hops right in front of Xzax's shield just reminds me of Gohan from Dragon Ball FighterZ, continuously just doing that down S in your face, hopping up and down.
And it's just like, hey man, when are you gonna flinch? You gotta scratch your nose eventually, and I'm gonna be there. Luis just watching that edge, hoping to pick up just any sort of combo start, at the very least, forcing Xzax off stage. Xzax, meanwhile, I like how he's trying to jump up with the up air just to catch Luis being too aggressive on the ledge. But so far, it hasn't really paid out for him.
Yeah, just really trying to shark right underneath it. I mean, that's one very fortunate thing when you go to Lilac Cruise. That is another option added to you when you go to this stage.
Oh, Xzax doesn't get it line up the back area he was looking for. Instead, Luis gets back to stage for a little bit for free there. Now it's scary. We already see him sharking around for these nairs. Looking for just a single conversion to up smash. It might not kill at this percent, but would still set up a strong juggle, and we've seen how good Luis is at maintaining those.
Oh my goodness. Calling out the drift from Xzax. No air dodge, no nothing. Give me that.
Just like that, it is Luis in the lead, and this is after he died to a stage spike at 40%.
Oh, he got that backer. He has Xzax off stage, using that neutral, the firebox to recover.
Still makes it back on stage. Xzax potentially on his last stock this tournament. We see him dial it back so much, just trotting on the other side of the stage, looking only for the fastest grabs he can get.
Ooh, he's trying to call out a jump right there with that up air. Not quite going to get it, but the down smash gonna catch Luis landing there. Xzax trying to stay alive.
Man, this is not easy to do, especially at 68%. That's 20% away from the sort of victory conditions we've seen from Luis up until now.
I was gonna say that's exactly what Xzax needs, that up throw into that up air, but now he's getting caught in this vortex. Do up airs for his troubles.
And here we go, Nair into up smash is now online. It's not going to connect though, just barely out of range.
Oh my goodness. Right now you have Luis just fishing for these up smashes, understanding if he lands that, he will be the champion here at NCR.
Luis just hoping to snipe it out. Just again, these empty jumps in front of shields. These patient waits while Xzax is in the corner, but Xzax is not so patient himself, just throwing out any hitbox he can to make it back.
The backer is going to land, not quite going to be it. Xzax able to recover now.
Makes it back on stage. Are you kidding me? Hey, the most BM possible way to take NCR. Just gonna try to take the neutral get up and the roll with that. But no, Luis not gonna be able to get away that easily. Gonna be forced to use a more conventional option to take this event.
Luis still just looking for that opening. Got that neutral air, but Xzax too high percent getting off the stage. The up smash not going to connect.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why Xzax is sticking towards the wings of the stage. It's a combination of that and the ability for him to potentially find himself a back throw.
Oh, he got that down tilt, looking for some type of fear out of Xzax. Xzax not showing it to him.
Yeah, Xzax just backing off entirely. Gets himself the first back throw.
But the down smash gonna connect and take that one away. Xzax evening up the set 2-2.
Just what he needed, a beautiful down smash, and I don't think Luis was at all ready for such a bold option coming out from his opponent. Like, that just caught him right at the snap, right? He's just like, I'm just going to jump to the edge. I'm not going to do anything with any startup. It's going to be fine.
At the same time, we don't know if Luis started up an up air as he has been doing over and over when he was recovering. I just think at that moment, Xzax said, you know what? I feel like you're either going to jump or you're going to hit a button as you have been doing this whole game.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm just going to call you out for it immediately. I'm not even going to try to wait for anything, especially with how fast the tempo had pitched up at that moment, right? You just want to be able to catch your opponent just that half step earlier before they catch you.
Wow. What a game there from Xzax, keeping his NCR hopes alive, barely able to come back. Oh my, I was going to say, is it time?
No, the doctor...
You busting out the scrubs?
The doctor's waiting. The doctor's waiting for the reset.
That's set two. That's set two.
That's when you consult him, you know. But for now, we're actually going to just run it on FD, which is kind of funny. This was Xzax's counter pick, if we remember correctly. But Luis said, you know what? I like that quite a bit. I was able to juggle you really hard on the stage since you had no platforms to run to. And I'll just bring you back here instead and hopefully seal out this NCR for me.
Oh, calling out the double jump there from Luis. With that up air, fantastic stuff. And there we have it, the back throw one more time, setting him right back off stage. Down tilt, barely off the mark. Luis is barely going over the head of Xzax, and that up B gonna get punished immediately.
This is already just being a huge favor for Luis in terms of the flurry of hits he's able to connect. And that's kind of the difference, is that when Luis messes up on one of his juggles, he doesn't find himself so far off his foot the way that Xzax does.
Up, so not going to lead into anything, just straight up off of the shield while reading the tech and getting the forward smash.
Yeah, he got the tech roll backwards. just with that. That's the dangerous part about being sending in the corner is that 3 of your options just go to the same spot.
I mean, really at the same time there, that's actually a great, recognition from Luis, because if he did up smash wouldn't have lasted as long to go ahead and catch that roll back forward smash. A little more active to go ahead and catch those.
Xzax, though, now looking to even up the stock.
Forward tilt, going to go ahead and catch him, but Xzax off the mark to land that forward air.
Gonna find the dunk right afterwards, and I like how Xzax just moved closer to Luis, just kind of covering more angles by being closer to the Firefox starting point.
Calling out that roll, getting the grab, and that up throw. There goes the neutral into the up smash. Luis, tournament stock yet again.
This is even scarier for Xzax. Previously, Xzax had the same stocks, just like 100% deficit. Here he has to take 2 entire stocks just to reset the bracket. Meanwhile, if Luis can just get like a solid 60-70% on Xzax, this stock is a victory for him. He can move on to his last one with confidence.
But Xzax able to go ahead and land that forward smash and that backer. Luis in a dangerous spot. We're going to get another downer. Yes, but it's going to be off the mark. And the parry on the landing hitbox.
Are you serious, Luis?
Oh, here comes Luis just exploding a quick 42.
Answering back that 101% that Xzax had just dealt. Xzax trying to just sneak away a roller landing, but Luis just jumps over that. Now, so again, opportunity for Xzax, doesn't get the Firefox. Luis is, again, doing such a good job mixing up what specific angle he's looking for with these.
Oh, Xzax again just trying to call out the neutral air attempt from Luis, but Luis not giving it to him this time around.
Xzax getting close, finding the back air. This barely takes it, 76%. This is possible for Xzax. This is the same deficit he just fought from on Lilat.
Up throw into the upper is exactly what Xzax needs, leading into that up tilt as well. Luis right now trying to find these neutrals. He ends up getting it and that grab, tossing Xzax right back into the air.
Xzax had to use his double jump immediately. He doesn't want to take any chances with these 50-50s.
All right, but he's still stuck here at this ledge. Wow, the spot starts barely getting away from that grab attempt.
Otherwise, again, we see Xzax. He's not going for center stage. He goes for the ledge.
He went for that forward smash, not quite gonna land.
Jumping away from that situation.
Back air.
Not gonna do it. We have Xzax looking immediately for the ledge, gets trumped, and he gets called out by the back air. And Luis does it. He takes out Xzax, staying in the winner's side, not dropping a set, and taking NorCal Regionals 2019, maintaining himself as #1 in NorCal and taking on everybody who came to challenge him. With just both a brilliant combination of his Fox and his Roy, just getting him all the way into fighting Xzax at the very end.
Yeah, no, and honestly, here in the top 8, only going with the Fox, not even going to that Roy. The Roy was trusty for day 1, but here in day 3, technically, the Fox coming in to make it happen, and what a showing and display off of that Fox, just excelling with this character. But shout out to Xzax coming in 2nd place, but shout out to everyone here that made it to top 8.
Yes, what a great showing by all, not just of NorCal, but all of California overall, just coming out to a great event that I always love NCR because I get to see all the FGC games and that unique energy that they all bring. You just get a big melting pot in it going all together and just see that crossover talent, the interest in every single game that we have across the board. So shout outs to everybody who entered Smash, even if it wasn't your main game. You helped make this event the prestigious thing.